Good Tuesday morning to you here on a beautiful low 60-degree, low humidity day. I know it's hard to believe if you're in Fond du Lac watching this one, but it is absolutely gorgeous over here just a few miles off of the shores of Lake Michigan in Manitowoc at the home of Manitowoc Lincoln, the home of the Ships at Bruce Steinbecker Field for the completion of WIAA Division I Sectional number 4 here today. 3 games, and at the end of the day, one of these 4 teams left in Sectional 4 will advance to state. Games at 10 o'clock, 1 p.m., and then 4 p.m. this afternoon. And the Fondy Cardinals taking the field for their pregame warm-ups here. They're the 4 seed. Everything went to chalk in the last round. The top 4 seeds won. Germantown, Fond du Lac, Neenah, and West Bend West. The 3rd-seeded Rockets and 2nd-seeded Spartans coming up at 1 o'clock. That's the second of the 2 sectional semifinals. But we got all of our focus here on number 4 Fondy against number 1 Germantown. Germantown had a bye through the regional semifinal and then took care of Manitowoc Lincoln, the Ships, who are the hosts today. 11-1 in 6 innings back on Thursday to win their regional championship. We'll tell you a little bit more about how that contest went a little bit later on in our Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. But for Fondy, looked like they were motoring right along after a 15-0 win against Oshkosh North in 5 innings in the regional semifinal round. Just looked like they were just motoring right along. Noah Ditter doing a terrific job out on the mound, and then just kind of out of nowhere, that 11th or 12th seeded Menasha Blue Jay offense just caught fire, scoring 4 runs in the final 2 innings of that regional championship game, taking a 5-4 lead to the 7th, and that's when Fondy would score 1 run and then walk it off of the bat of Hudson Berg. And as long as we're talking about that terrific play that Berg made to walk it off and drive Fond du Lac here to the sectionals, we'll throw it over to our friends from Lenz Truck Center, as that was our play of the week here on Radio Plus.
Our Lenz Truck Center Radio Plus video sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams play of the game comes from Fond du Lac.
Plenty of speed out at second to win this thing for the Cards. This one lined out to left, and it is down. Demos rounds third. He'll score. Fondy wins it. Regional champs. They're headed to sectionals. Hudson Berg.
Again, congratulations to Fondy's Hudson Berg. He has our play of the game from Lenz Truck Center, Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams.
We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
There you go. That was our Lenz Truck Center play of the week here on Radio Plus Video Sports. Second baseman Hudson Berg. He had a week last week. Got the win on Tuesday out on the bump in that 5-inning rout of Oshkosh North, and then the game-winning RBI in that big moment against Menasha to kind of end the Menasha streak there as they upset Slinger, but then Fondy took him down to win the regional. So that sets up Fondy's matchup here against undefeated Germantown, top team in Division I, have been pretty much the entire season, won the Greater Metro Conference, and are 27-0. This is the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back with more right after this on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
We return here to Bruce Steinbecker Field. And you're in Manitowoc, a gorgeous facility here. There's really a couple of different gorgeous facilities. They got the football field just over the trees there, and just a gorgeous turf field, which will be the site here for sectionals this Tuesday. And let's look back at the regional final for both of these teams. You know, for Fondy, the 6-5 win, they did it without Jack Brenner reaching base, but for a single walk. I mean, Brenner struck out early in the game on a pitch that was well outside, and I don't know if that frustrated him a little bit, but grounded into a play later on in the ball game as well, out to second base, but only reached base one time. And that just says, I think it's a microcosm of how difficult this Fondy team is to deal with. You know, you look at Grant Godursky in that 2-hole. He went 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and RBI. He scored a run. Hudson Berg was 2 for 4. We told you, and you saw that game-winning RBI from last week. Zach Zangel was 1 for 3. He tripled and also scored a run. And then Espen Kettlehut, who's been very good in that 9-hole, and he'll be there again today. He went 2 for 3 and scored 2 runs for the Fondy Cardinals. And on that third trip that he was on base, Kettlehut got stranded at third base. So he's had a really nice postseason. And Fondy as a whole has had a good postseason. In 2 games, they've scored 21 runs. And then on the mound back in that regional final, Noah Ditter went 6 1/3, gave up 4 earned runs on 8 hits. He walked 4. And then Brody Haas came in, for the final 2 outs of the ball game, and gave up just a single hit. And that was that big home run that Menasha hit, but ended up not mattering as Berg and the Cardinals would walk it off in the bottom half of the inning. For Germantown in the 6-inning 11-1 win over Manitowoc Lincoln, John Murkowski went 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. First baseman Carter Gordon out of the 3-hole. He was 3 for 3. He also walked, so 4 times on base for him, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Down further in the order, Tristan Brooks, their third baseman, 2 for 4, 1 RBI, and a run scored. And then in their 9-hole, Vinny Inga, the left fielder, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. And all of that to support their pitcher, Landon Hagelin, who went 6 innings of 2-hit baseball, 1 run, it was unearned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Just a dominant performance, and that's who Fondy's going to see here this afternoon or this morning. Landon Hagelin on the bump, and it's going to be a tough task for this Fondy Cardinal offense when they do see him. This is the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. We'll break up our starting lineups into a couple of segments here. Let's start with the Fondy starting lineups, and they're brought to you by Silica for your home. And let's meet the Fondy starters. Leadoff batter, the center fielder, number 16, first team all-conference FVA pick, Keaton Killian. Ton of speed up and down this Fondy lineup, and it starts with Killian at leadoff. Number 17 is the shortstop, Grant Godursky. He's a second-team all-FVA pick. Batting third, the catcher, number 2, Jack Brenner. We talked about Brenner a lot last week. He was named the FVA Player of the Year and getting some looks from pro ball clubs here in his senior season is Jack Brenner. Just a terrific leader for this program. Batting cleanup, the hero on Thursday, second baseman, number 4, Hudson Berg. In the 5-hole, another hero, and really another perhaps Lynn's Truck Center play of the week, the play Zach Zengel made at third base to end the 6th inning, where he fielded a ground ball, tagged the runner at third, threw out the runner at first for a double play. When it looked like Menasha was going to tack on maybe 1 or 2 more runs, Zengel closed that inning out. He is the third baseman, bats 5th, wears number 3. In the 6th hole, the designated hitter, Bryson Patton, number 10. Batting 6th, the first baseman, number 7, Logan Bonlander. Batting 8th, and this is a change from last week, is the left fielder, number 22, Mason Gieslin. He comes in for Supernand, who played right field. Now Kettlehut, the 9-hole hitter, is going to move over to right so that Gieslin can play left, and Kettlehut, as I mentioned, batting 9th, number 15, and he's out in right today. And then the defensive replacement is the pitcher, Noah Ditter, the second-team All-FVA pick, and he's going to have to go toe-to-toe with a great one out there in Landon Hagelin today, and we'll see if the Cards can support Ditter with runs as they did back on Thursday. Got a pretty good one here today, kind of a mouth-watering matchup here in the sectional semifinal, and if you're going to try to make it to state, at some point you're going to have to beat the top team in the state, and that's what Fondy has on their plate here this morning, taking on Germantown. This is the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. We'll come back with more Silica for your home starting lineups. We'll meet the Germantown Warhawks when we come back right after this on Radio Plus.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5- or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com.
We return here on the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show. You know, we got Nick Rush on punching the buttons for us today, Zane on the camera. We saw Josh this morning helping us set up. Carrie's on hand as well. We got the A team here in Manitowoc trying to see if the Fondy Cardinals can have a statement playoff win. We were just talking with Nick, and why not the Cardinals? They've won 10 of their last 11. They're as hot as they've been all season long. They've played a lot of close games, and I think one of the things that makes, if I were a Fondy fan, I'd be so excited about just how much pressure this offensive lineup puts on opponents. And for Fondy, it's just their speed, and their team speed is so terrific that it puts a lot of pressure on opposing defenses, and we'll see if they can put the ball in play, make Germantown play some defense. Let's meet the starters for the Warhawks, the Silica for your home starting lineup. For Germantown, the 27-0 champs of the Greater Metro Conference and the number 1 team in the state. Leadoff and playing center field, number 7, John Murkowski, batting second. And wearing number 12, the second baseman, Ty Olszewski. Batting third, the first baseman, number 24, Carter Gordon. Batting cleanup, their catcher, number 3, Grady Cheever. Batting fifth and playing third, number 5, Tristan Brooks. Their sixth batter is the pitcher, number 1, Landon Hagelin. Batting seventh and playing right, number 10, Nolan Vogt. Batting 8th, the designated hitter number 4, Connor Myers, and rounding out their lineup, the left fielder number 15, Vinny Inga. And no better example that you got to pitch to all 9 guys, and you got to be careful with all of them for Germantown, as Inga went 2 for 3 his last time out. And their defensive replacement is shortstop number 1, Brady Lauer. So there you go. The shortstop is the defensive replacement. That's kind of unique. Don't see that all too often, but that's the case here for Germantown. Once again, for the Warhawks, Silica for your home starting lineups. Hagelin on the bump, pitching to Grady Cheever. The infield goes from third to first like this: Tristan Brooks, Brady Lauer, Ty Olszewski, and Carter Gordon. And then from left to right, out in the outfield, Vinny Inga, John Murkowski, and Nolan Vogt. Designated hitter is Connor Myers for the Warhawks. For Fondy, Noah Ditter is going to pitch to Jack Brenner. Third to first, Zach Zangel, Grant Godersky, Hudson Berg, Logan Bonlander. And from right to left, out in the outfield, Mason Giesland, Keaton Killian, and Espen Kettlehut. Both of the head coaches down there meeting with the umpires, get the ground rules for today's contest. Like I said, it's just a gorgeous facility. There's not a whole lot of ground rules I can imagine that you got to go through, but go through them all here with the coaches, make sure everyone's all squared away before this very important sectional semifinal contest. And there are 3 umpires, and so that's obviously, you end up with a better experience for everyone, as you can just cover more field with an extra set of eyes out there, and that's the case here in the sectional round. And, we're just about set to go here on Radio Plus Video Sports. They're going to finish that up. We'll have a couple of procedural things, and then we'll be ready for baseball here between the 4th-seeded Fondy Cardinals and the top-seeded Germantown Warhawks. Once again, thanks to Silica for your home for providing our starting lineups today, and then Right Way Home Improvement sponsoring our pregame show. Should be a good one here on Radio Plus. Hope you'll stick around with us as we're just about set for this sectional semifinal. Let's take another timeout. We'll come back with more right after this. Stay with us.
Looking for graphics and signs for your business to attract more customers? Westfall Signs is your solution. We turn your boring old walls, windows, vehicles, or storefronts into a customer-attracting magnet. You'll elevate your brand and get more eyeballs on your business so you can keep growing your revenue. We specialize in bringing your vision into reality so you can catch more people's attention and be proud of the way you present your business. So if you want to get more customers with our graphics and signs, just click this ad to get a quote started.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
We return here to Bruce Steinbecker Field in Manitowoc one last time for the pregame show. Once again, the 10 o'clock game here, Fondy taking on Germantown this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Number 3, Neenah, got a 10-3 win in their regional final against Hartford. They will take on West Bend West. West got a 10-0 5-inning win against Homestead in their regional final. So as I mentioned, chalk to this point, top 4 seeds advancing to the sectionals. Fondy trying to disrupt that against a very good Germantown team here. It's going to take a whale of an effort, but hey, if you're going to qualify for a state tournament, at some point that's going to take one of those kind of efforts, and that comes here today for the Cardinals. Elsewhere on Radio Plus Video Sports, one other area team in action, and that's the Laconia Spartans. And they got to win a couple today. And I'll tell you what, the second-seeded Spartans, young team, little inconsistent early on in the season. That has passed. They are now maybe a little bit more experienced, showing a little more moxie than they did in the first part of the season. And Coach Schmidt has them playing at an extremely high level. And Coach Schmidt has a lot of experience getting teams to state as well, or certainly playing in sectional contests. So I wouldn't rule out the Spartans as well. It'd be nice get a couple of teams to the state tournament. Waupун's also in action, and the top seed in Waupун's bracket has been knocked out as well. So see if the Warriors can also get to state. A couple of different options for the area. Fondy, Waupun, Laconia, all had quality seasons, and that's why they're all playing here in the sectional round of this competition. And like I said, got to get 2 today. Waupun will have the back-to-backs. Their game will be here on Radio Plus this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then if they win that, they'll play at 4 o'clock, just like Fondy. If they get the win, they'll play at 4 o'clock. Same for Laconia. Supposed to have a little rain in the forecast this afternoon. Hopefully it stays away. A massive, dense fog layer over the top of Manitowoc here, but no visual problems here on the field. That's kind of starting to lift a little bit, but small chance of some rain. Hopefully it stays away. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. Low 60s and much less humid than it was over in Fond du Lac. Here in the stadium, they're meeting the starting lineups. Let's remind you of them. First for the Cardinals, give you the order of the lineup as well as their positions. Leading off, Keaton Killian. Batting second, or Keaton Killian, center fielder. Batting second, shortstop, Grant Goderski. Third, catcher, Jack Brenner. Fourth, second baseman, Hudson Berg. Fifth, third baseman, Zach Zangel. Sixth, DH, Bryson Patton. Seventh, first baseman, Logan Bonlander. Eighth, left fielder, Mason Giesland. And ninth, right fielder, Espen Kettlehut. On the bump, defensive replacement, Noah Ditter for the Cardinals. For the Germantown Warhawks, their starters, John Murkowski, leadoff, center fielder. Second baseman, Ty Olszewski. Third, first baseman, Carter Gordon. Cleanup, catcher, Grady Cheever. Fifth, third baseman, Tristan Brooks. Sixth, their pitcher, Landon Hagland. Seventh, right fielder, Nolan Vogt. Eighth, designated hitter, Connor Myers. And ninth, left fielder, Vinny Inga. Their defensive replacement, shortstop, Brady Lauer. For Germantown to get here, they just played one game against number 8 Manitowoc Lincoln, beat them 11-1 in 6 innings. Fond du Lac got a first-round win over number 13 Oshkosh North. That was 15-0 in 5 innings. And then they beat Menasha in one that had more than a few Fondy fans with their hearts in their throats a little bit later on in that game. The 4th-seeded Cardinals beat number 12 Menasha 6-5 in the regional championship. So there you go. Starters, told you how they got here, and now we are just about set for sectional semifinal baseball here on Radio Plus Video Sports. So in the first inning, it's going to be Keaton Killian, Grant Goderski, Jack Brenner. That's what Logan Hagland's going to have to deal with, and I've mentioned it one time here in this pregame show, and we've mentioned it about a dozen times over the course of this postseason run for Fondy. Their team speed. I mean, there's a couple of times that you'll recall if you've watched these games that Fondy's had some sacrifice opportunities where they're just trying to get a guy over to second or third base, and whether it be Berg or Bonlander or Giesland or Kettlehut, they're beating things out just by their sheer hustle and athleticism and getting down the line. And we'll see if they can put some pressure on what is otherwise a very good Germantown team, maybe force the Warhawks into some rare mistakes. All right, just about done meeting the starting lineups. Then we'll have the national anthem here in the stadium, and then we'll come back and we'll be ready for baseball. This closes out the Right Way Home Improvement pregame show here from Bruce Steinbecker Field. Timeout. Back after this on Radio Plus.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future. Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please scan the QR code on the screen.
There you go. Let's play ball in the sectional semifinals between the Warhawks and the Cardinals. Fondy 19-8, 12-6 in the FVA. That was good for a tie for third place. Germantown, as we mentioned, ad nauseum here in the pregame show, undefeated, 27-0, 16-0 in the Greater Metro Conference, and they ran away with that conference. But I'll tell you what, they did have some tight games, and that's a good conference, the Greater Metro. Had obviously a season sweep over the likes of Milwaukee Marquette and some other ranked teams in that Greater Metro. But there have been some times, as you would expect in a undefeated season, where they've been on the ropes a little bit too. But make no mistake about it, this is a big task for the Fondy Cardinals. And they're going to see a very good pitcher in Landon Hagelin. He's a sophomore, wears number 11, and pitches from the left side of the bump. Went 6 innings and threw just 72 pitches. Grab my notes here and make sure that's correct for Landon Hagelin in that regional semifinal. 77 pitches, in 6 innings. Very efficient. 6 strikeouts. And as you would expect with a pitch count that low, I mean, that's so efficient that he didn't strike out a ton, just 6 strikeouts, but he pitched to contact, good defense behind him, and Germantown rolled in their first round, which was the second round overall. All right, the Warhawks will toss it around, and we're set to play ball with Keaton Killian ready to step in on the left side of the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup to get things going. Once again, Killian Goderski-Brenner to lead things off for Fondy in the sectional semifinal. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. Killian all over it, just late. So an 0-1 count here to the leadoff man for the Cardinals. And Hagelin from the windup. That one's in there on the outside part of the plate, and it's strike number 2. Out of the 77 pitches that he threw against Manitowoc Lincoln, 50 of them were strikes, pounded the strike zone, as you have to do this time of year. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's upstairs, and a good take from Killian, and it's 1-2. Now, Fondy's got to channel a little bit of their Menasha mindset here. I thought Menasha just did a terrific job battling in the box. No easy outs back on Thursday. Kettle Hut stays alive. This is what I'm talking about. Foul some pitches away, stay alive. That's what Killian did just there. Hagelin's ready. Here comes the 6th pitch. Check that, the 5th pitch of this opening at bat. Hagelin fires high, and it's 2-2. Killian was a first-team all-conference player. Brenner, an all-conference player, and then Zach Zangel over at third. The 3 first-team all-conference FVA picks on the Cardinals. Here's the 2-2, fouled up and over the Fondy dugout. So here, good example, first batter of the ball game, and Keaton Killian is about to see pitch number 8. Hagelin with the 2-2. Off-speed hit, Keaton Killian, and the leadoff runner is on base for this ball game. Killian saw the off-speed, said, I ain't getting my elbow out of the way of that, and let it hit him. So a good start here for Fondy. I was just saying, just get some traffic on the bases and let this speed go to work. Grady Cheever is the catcher for Germantown, and we'll see if Fondy wants to be aggressive with the fleet of foot Keaton Killian over at first. Pretty modest lead for Killian, and this is popped straight up in the air by Godursky, and that one's easy as you like. One pitch on that at-bat, and the bunt attempt was skied and caught. So there's the first out on the sacrifice attempt, and that's something that Fondy has been so good at. Getting that bunt down, not there. So instead of a successful sacrifice and giving Brenner a chance with a man in scoring position, now Killian over at first for Jack Brenner. Brenner over on the right side. This one's driven out to left field. You can forget about it, way up into the trees, and Fondy leads it 2-0 in the first. No doubt about it. Jack Brenner just hit that one to the football, or just about to the football field. A no doubt shot out to left. My goodness, if there was any frustration from going 0 for 3 back on Thursday, it's gone now. Oh, he pummeled the baseball. You got to have big players that make big plays. How about that swing from Jack Brenner? Great start for the Cardinals. Here's Hudson Berg with just one out here in the first. First pitch strike in there from Hagelin. Oh, how about that for a start for the Fondy Cardinals? You couldn't have ordered it any better. Here's the 0-1. That one in there at the knees. Shake of the head from Hudson Berg, but it did look like it was certainly just in there at the knees from Hagelin. So he's way ahead of 0-2. That one's up and away, and it's 1-2. So Fondy got to settle themselves down now here and try to keep this thing rolling with a little bit of momentum. Well, a lot of bit of momentum here in the first. Hagelin with the 1-2. This one skied down the right field line. It's going to be a tough play to make out there, but hangs up well and drifts back over to Nolan Vogt. That was hit a little bit further than I thought maybe it was off the bat. I thought that was going to be a tricky play for the second baseman, Ty Olszewski, but it drifted all the way out to Nolan Vogt. And there's the second out of the inning. So Fondy leads it 2-0 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Zach Zangel digs in on the right side of the plate. He's all the way back in that batter's box. Here's the first pitch. That one's up, and it's 1-0. Hagelin. This one lined right down by us. I was ready to make the catch. One and one count here to Zach Zangel. This one driven out to right field. Should stay up for Vogt. Vogt drifts back and makes the play. So Fondy down here in the first, but not before Jack Brenner put his mark on this game nice and early. A 2-run bomb out to left. Fondy leads at 2-0. We head to the bottom of the first on Radio Plus. Stay with us.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
We return here for the bottom of the first inning, Bruce Steinbecker Field. And Noah Ditter getting set to go to work. 6 1/3 on his way to a win. Back on, well, he might have gotten a no decision back on Thursday as Fondy won it in the bottom of the 7th, so that win might have gone to Brody Haas in the regional final. But Ditter pitched well. And right now he's got a 2-0 lead courtesy of his catcher, Jack Brenner. First chance for the Warhawks. Murkowski, Olszewski, Gordon due up here in the first. And the first pitch is down just a little bit below the knees. And you can hear it there. I mean, this is a rambunctious Warhawks team. And right from the warm-ups, very vocal. That one nearly got up and hit Murkowski up and in, and it's 2-0. Murkowski waits for the 2-0, and it's a bender in there, strike number 1 for Noah Ditter. Once again, his infield behind him, Zach Zangel at third, Grant Godurski at short, Hudson Berg at second, and Logan Bonlander at first base. Here's the 2-1. That one bounces in front of home plate, and it's 3 balls and a strike to John Murkowski. Ditter was a second-team All-Conference FVA pick, by the way. But he's behind here early to John Murkowski. Here's the 3-1. Skied out to second. This should be Hudson Berg's ball out there. Drifts on him a little bit, but he stays with it. And there's out number 1 of the ball game for the Fondy Cardinals defensively. Good job there by Ditter to work himself back and throw a competitive 3-1 pitch. If you're just joining us, Fondy leads at 2-0 thanks to a hit by pitch and then an absolute rocket out of here by the catcher Jack Brenner. First pitch here to Ty Olszewski was down. That one's in there on the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-1. Coach Schneider having a word out there with Mason Gieselin, the left fielder this morning, I should say. This one roped out to left. Gieselin will be able to cut it off. and hold Olszewski to a single. So Olszewski and the Warhawks now got something cooking here in the bottom of this first frame. And that brings up Carter Gordon. Gordon, the first baseman, he hit a home run back in the regional final against Manitowoc Lincoln, so you got to be careful with him and his power. This one skied, and it should be Bonlanders. He comes in from his first base position and makes the play. So there's out number 2. Almost wonder if there was a thought there for a second to drop that and get Olszewski out there at second. That's getting cute. You don't get cute in these games, but that's for us to ponder up here, not for them to think about down there. That brings up Grady Cheever, the catcher, and first pitch is in there for a strike, and Ditter's ahead 0-1. And early in that Menasha game, Ditter struggled to throw the first pitch strikes. Maybe have seen a little bit of that. Here's a check on Olszewski. But a good job here against Cheever to get that first pitch strike across. 0-1. That one's in the dirt. And it's 1-1. Chance here for Ditter to hang a 0 on the scoreboard and try to keep this Fondy momentum going as long as they can. That one's over into right field, and a mistake here is going to allow a runner to potentially get over to third. Kettlehutt's going to fire it over there, and what started as a harmless throw to first off the mark, Bonlander couldn't get his big mitt on it, and now a runner in scoring position over at third base. That's a mistake. So Grady Cheever now with a golden opportunity. 1-1 count to him with 2 outs. This one lined back up the middle and through, and there's run number 1 for Germantown, kind of out of nowhere. So a mistake by the Cardinals as Ditter misplaced the throw over to first. And Olszewski then scores just 1 pitch later on the RBI single from Grady Cheever. So third baseman Tristan Brooks now digging in. Another lefty in a lineup that has a lot of them. And the first pitch was in there for a strike. 0-1 to Brooks. This one down the first base line, and a nice play made over there by Logan Bonlander. And Fondy gets out of it after surrendering an unearned run. So we head to the second. It's 2-1. Fondy leads Germantown on Radio Plus.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
Back here at Bruce Steinbecker Field, Fondy leads at 2-1 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Here, top of the second inning coming at you. Bryson Patton, the designated hitter. Logan Bonlander and Mason Giesland due up for the Cardinals. If any of them get on base, then Espen Kettlehutt will have an opportunity, who has been very good as kind of that second leadoff that sometimes you get with teams, and he's got a ton of speed, does Kettlehutt. And he's gotten on base at a pretty good clip here in the postseason as well. And Kettlehut gets on, and then Keaton Killian, Grant Godersky. That top of the order is so good for Fondy that if Kettlehut can get on base, and I think that might be part of the reason Gieslin's in there as well with his speed. We saw him steal a bag back on Thursday as well. Nonetheless, here's Bryson Patton, the designated hitter, working against Logan Hagelin. The first pitch swing, and pretty good hands down there by Coach Schneider. Knock that down. And it's 0-1 here to Bryson Patton. One-0 pitches downstairs, and it's 1-1. Patton grounded into a couple of 6-3 groundouts back on Thursday. One of them drove in a run, though. Sacrifice, so 0-for-1 outing for him back on Thursday. That one's on the inside corner. I think Patton thought that was off the plate, but it's 1-2. Landon Hagelin just continues to pound the strike zone for Germantown. This one lined out to right. Is it going to stay up for a vote? It will not. It goes off his glove, and it's going to be a double for Fondy to start off this second inning. Probably goes down as an E9, but we'll call it a double for now for Bryson Patton. So just like that, Fondy has another base runner in scoring position. And that's something that they've had a ton of. I mean, if you score 21 runs in 2 games, you're bound to have that, but Fondy certainly has. So here's Logan Bonlander, the first baseman who got Fondy out of that first inning with a slick play over at first base to end the bottom of the first. And something there Hagelin didn't like. He stared in there for quite some time and just ended up stepping off. Pretty small lead for Patton over at second base. This one bounces on home plate, and it's 1-0 to Logan Bonlander. Patton, Bonlander, probably the two that you wouldn't expect to steal a base, but they still have pretty good speed for the Cardinals. There's no one out there that's a liability for Fondy on the base paths. That's another one that bounces in front of home plate, and Grady Cheever, the Warhawk catcher, just trying to settle his sophomore pitcher down. Quite a few sophomores on this team, handful of them for Germantown. Vote out and right, he's a sophomore as well. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's in there at the belt. It's a good-looking 2-0 pitch there. Connor Myers, the Warhawk DH, he's a sophomore. So they got some young talent that is contributing here in the starting lineup, 3 of them. Here's the 2-1. This one grounded down the first baseline. Fair, and a nice play made there. How about that for Carter Gordon? Oh, what a play by him. Shuffled the feet. Got the glove down. I thought that was going to sneak past him. But it's a sacrifice nonetheless on the 3 unassisted putout. Patton over at third base for Mason Gieslin, the left fielder for the Cardinals. We saw Gavin Supernand play right the first 2 rounds of the postseason, and Kettlehut was out in left. Today, Gieslin in left, and Kettlehut moves over to replace Supernand in right. First pitch, off speed, and Gieslin was way out in front, so it's 0-1. Small lead for Patton over at third. No reason to risk anything over there. Here's the 0-1, and it clips the outside corner, and it's 0-2. How about that for a pitch from Landon Hagelin? Just painted the outside part of the plate. 0-2 pitch to Gieslin is swung on and skewed foul. So Gieslin's staying alive here and seeing another pitch. The official scorer here that's managing the scoreboard. Here's the 2-1-2, and that's a looking strikeout for Landon Hagelin. Again, just painting the outside of the plate, and I think Giesland thought, ain't going to do much with that. Let's just hope it's called a ball, and it wasn't. But the official scorer today did rule that vote play an error, so no hit for Bryson Patton. He's over at third base, hoping Espen Kettlehut can drive him in. That's inside, and a good block down there by Grady Cheever. Probably saved a run right there for Germantown. That one would have gotten by all the way to the backstop, and Patton should have been able to score. But for the intervention from Cheever. So a 1-0 count here to Espen Kettlehut. That one's downstairs as well. And when we've seen Hagelin in the first inning, he missed everything up. Now he's missing a lot of stuff downstairs in the dirt here in the second. 2-0 count here to Espen Kettlehut. Here's the pitch. Outside. And it's 3-0 to the number 9 hitter for the Cardinals. And if they can roll this thing over, put a couple of men on base for Keaton Killian, that would be good news for the Cardinals, especially with the propensity to get on base that Kettlehut has. 3-0 pitches in there at the knees. And now Kettlehut should have the green light to offer it something should it be close. 3-1 pitch. It was high, swung on, fouled down the right field line. And Kettlehut will live to fight another pitch. That was close, probably close enough to swing. Certainly if he had 2 strikes, he had to swing at that, but a little bit upstairs there for Espen Kettlehut. Now a full count with 2 outs. And Bryson Patton over at third base. Hagelin, full count pitch. Swung on, just got a piece of it. Did Kettlehut. Not the first time that we've seen a Fondy player make Hagelin throw 6 or more pitches. Here comes pitch number 7 of this at-bat to Espen Kettlehut, the right fielder. The kick and the deal. That one upstairs and strikes out Espen Kettlehut. Back-to-back strikeouts to get out of this second inning and strand a man on third by Landon Hagelin. We go to the bottom of 2. Fondy leads at 2-1 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Stay with us.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here for the bottom of the second inning on Radio Plus. Fondy leads at 2-1 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. There is the second pitch of this at-bat. Noah Ditter off-speed pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1 to Landon Hagelin, the sophomore left-handed pitcher, also bats left here for the Warhawks. A heavy left-handed lineup, and that one clips the outside part of the plate. And it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That one's outside as well. So a 2-2 count here to Landon Hagelin, Nolan Vogt, the right fielder, and then Connor Myers, the designated hitter, due up this inning for the Warhawks. That one's skied up. Will it stay in for Brenner? It will not. So Hagelin stays alive. 3 sophomores all right in a row here for Germantown. We were talking about that in the top half of the second inning, where Fondy once again had a runner all the way over at third base and stranded him there. That one's in there, off speed, and a strikeout for Noah Ditter, his first of the ball game. A good-looking off-speed pitch, and he fooled Hagelin. So Ditter sets down the leadoff man for the second straight inning, and now he faces right fielder Nolan Vogt, who had the ball pop out of his glove in the top half of this inning, didn't end up hurting the Warhawks out in right field. That one a little bit inside, so it's 1-1. Certainly seems like the inside to lefties, outside to righties, that's the part of the plate that's a little harder to clip. Usually umpires have a side of the zone they favor. There's another good off-speed pitch by Ditter, and Vogt was way out in front. Pitch that bounced right around the plate. Here's the 1-2. This one grounded over to first, and Bonlander has it go through the glove. And there's error number 2 for Fondy. The first one cost him a run on the throwing error on the pickoff from Ditter. Now an E3. And Bonlander's had to kind of hear it from this Warhawk dugout right below us, and he's going to continue to now, I'm sure. That one's downstairs on the first pitch to Connor Myers, the designated hitter. Inga waits on deck. 1-0 pitch. Ditter checks over on first. Another off-speed pitch. That one gets past Brenner, and now a pass ball. And you get to this part of the season, and it's the slimmest of margins. Fondy leaves a man stranded on third. Shouldn't have given up a run in the first inning, but for an error. And now here in the second, an error followed up by a pass ball. And Germantown's got a 1-out runner in scoring position. Vogt out there at second. Here is the 2-0, and that one's high. And Brenner trying to calm Ditter down here. Ditter comes set from the stretch. No lead to speak of for Vogt out at second base. Here's the 3-0 way upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Runners on first and second, and Brenner wants to go have a conversation with Noah Ditter. Just telling his fellow senior to calm down. There's 13 seniors on this Fondy baseball team. That's part of the reason they've had the success that they've had. And it's part of the reason they had a result like they had back on Thursday. They didn't bat an eye when they went down in the 7th inning. Came right back and won the ball game. Bonlander's in at first. Zengel normal depth at third, and then normal depth at short and second. Wasn't sure if maybe Fondy would try to put Gadursky and Berg a little bit deeper in the hole, maybe try to play for a double play here with Inga, 9-hole hitter for Germantown, but pretty normal depth, I would say, for both Berg and Gadursky. Gadursky trying to hold Vogt on out at second as well. This one lined over there, and that gets through as Gadursky, as I mentioned, was holding on Vogt, and that's an RBI single for Vinny Inga. All tied up here in the second inning, and Germantown not done yet. The top of their order going to come up here with 2 runners on and nobody out. And Gadursky, that would have been a routine ground ball, maybe even a double play. Had Gadursky not been shaded so far up the middle, trying to hold Vogt on second. So third hit of the day for Germantown, and another Fondy error comes around to score. That was upstairs, and it's 1-0. Murkowski, a soft pop-up to Berg back in the first inning. And his second at-bat here fouls it right off his back and evens the count at 1-1. It just felt like Fondy had to play a really clean game, and thus far, through an inning and 3 quarters, let's call it, they haven't played clean enough. That one's down, a little bit underneath the knees, and it's 2-1 to the leadoff man, Murkowski. Myers out at second, Inga at first. Myers taking a pretty good-sized lead. Inga barely off the base at first. This one up in the air, out to right. It's going to be a tough play. Kettlehutt coming way in, makes the play. Kettlehutt had a ton of ground to cover, but he makes the play for out number 2, and just like that, Noah Ditter's an out away from getting out of this thing. Ty Olszewski, who hit a single back in the first, and then he came around to score. He went from first to third on that pickoff attempt that was wide of first base back in the first inning. Olszewski watches strike number 1 on the outside half, and he turned around and had a word with the home plate umpire after that strike. Here's the 0-1. Ditter off speed. Brenner backhands it back there. And it's 1-1. Got to be a little bit careful with Connor Myers out there. He's extending that lead off second base just about every pitch. Ditter not worried about it. He's got a couple of outs. He's just going to try to focus on getting Olszewski here. Holding that runner on at second, it just opens up a massive hole over there on that opposite side of the field. Olszewski watches strike number 2. It's 2-2. That was an excellent pitch by Ditter. He's gone away, and that time came inside on Olszewski, and it's 2-2. And Ditter is 1 strike away from getting out of this second inning. Big time inflection point here. Big time pitch. Ditter comes home. This one grounded out to second. Berg should have it. Flips over to short. And Fondy is out of the second, giving up just 1 run. We head to the third. 2-2 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Back after this on Radio Plus.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Back here, third inning, and it'll be the top of the Fondy order up for the Cardinals. Jordan King with you here at beautiful Bruce Steinbecker Field. And Bruce punching the buttons. You got Zane over on the camera. Carey's in the press box as well. And we have seen a good one so far. Fondy's stranded a runner at third base, and then they've had 2 errors come around to score. Other than that, Fondy probably feels like they've played well enough to have a lead here entering the third inning, but nonetheless, they got the top of their order with Keaton Killian, Grant Gadursky, Jack Brenner coming up here in the third. So Killian steps in, working against Logan Hagelin. Hagelin from the windup, kicks and deals. That one's outside. Get a check here on a pitch count for you as well. For Logan Hagelin, the sophomore left-handed pitcher for Germantown. That one's downstairs. Fondy's done a nice job seeing pitches here this afternoon. Hagelin with that last ball up to 36. Make it 37 pitches on the morning so far. Here's the 0-1. Check that, the 2-0, excuse me. And that one's in there for a strike. Keaton Killian back in the first was hit by a pitch and then scored on that home run by Jack Brenner. Fouls that one away, and Hagelin has worked himself way back into this count, 2-2. Killian awaits the 2-2 pitch. That one fouled away as well. And that's what Killian did in the first inning. He saw a bunch of pitches and then an off-speed pitch from Hagelin that got away from him and caught the elbow of Keaton Killian. Here's the 2-2 again. That one's outside and way upstairs. And it's full to the first-team All-FVA center fielder. Full count pitch. That one's in the dirt. And after getting hit in the first, Killian works himself a walk here in the third. And you can do no better than just getting on base in front of Godersky, Brenner, and Berg. I mean, if I'm Fondy, I like my chances just getting someone on base in front of that trio of offensive firepower. Not to say Killian doesn't have that as well. Here's the shortstop, Grant Godersky, and a check over at first. Kind of a half-hearted one on Keaton Killian. Tied up at 2. Fondy got 2 in the first, and Germantown has chipped back 1 in each of the next 2. That pitch inside, and it's 1-0. Killian thought that Hagelin stepped off there. It was a good-looking move home from Landon Hagelin. So Godersky up 1-0 here. And a check on Keaton Killian. Again, kind of half-hearted. Gordon not even turning around to attempt to apply a tag. But it is a good left-handed pickoff move that Landon Hagelin has. He just kind of looks back over and then goes home with it. But it's upstairs to Grant Godersky, and perhaps he'll have to put a little bit more focus on pitching to the shortstop from Fondy. And that might be what this conversation is from Grady Cheever is, yeah, you got a lot of speed with Keaton Killian over at first base, but let's not put an extra runner. You know, already walked one here in the third. Don't want to put any more free, especially with Jack Brenner coming up. And after he hit the ball about 380 feet or longer in that first inning. So, conversation there between the Warhawk battery and ready to play once again. A 2-0 count to Grant Godersky. Hagelin checks on Killian again. Now comes home, and that was right at the top of the zone. It might have been a strike anyway. Godersky took a good hack at it and fouled it back. Might have been high, though. Godersky awaits the 2-1 here from Hagelin in the stretch. Again, just peering over at Keaton Killian. Coming home, another high strike and swung on and missed by Grant Godersky. That was a big-time hack from Godersky, who popped straight out to the catcher, Grady Cheever, to back in the first inning. First out of the game for the Cardinals. Now a 2-2 count. Killian's going. A throw down to second. Killian's going to be in there. That nearly hit Grant Godersky. A stolen base for Keaton Killian. And now a full count to Grant Goderski, too. So Hagelin's got to fire this one in there, or it's going to be a couple of runners on base for the dangerous Jack Brenner. Killian with a small lead at second. This one grounded over to short, and Killian's going to move up here on the throw over to first. So Lauer to Gordon gets the first out of the inning, but the sacrifice does the job to put a runner at third for Jack Brenner. And it's going to be a intentional walk. Fondy fans will boo. Warhawk fans are pretty excited that they won't be watching another baseball travel over to the football field. That's what happened the first time up for Jack Brenner. So runners at the corners for Hudson Berg. And by the way, I want to talk about some motivation for Hudson Berg. This is the second time this postseason in a big-time spot that a team has intentionally walked Brenner to get to him. He punished Menasha back on Thursday with a walk-off hit. Can he find a base hit here to drive in Keaton Killian over at third? Not a big lead for Brenner over at first, and the first pitch to Hudson Berg clips the inside corner, and it's 0-1. You understand walking Jack Brenner, but it's not as easy as just doing that and forgetting about the rest. Berg's a great hitter. Zach Zangel's a great hitter. Got to worry about them coming up next. Berg, was fooled on that one and chopped it foul. And it's 0-2. Hagelin way ahead here to the Fondy second baseman Berg, who flew out to right field back in the first inning. Hagelin comes set, comes home. Brenner's going to go down to second. They're going to throw down to second and cut off the throw. The pitch was a ball. It's 1-2 to Hudson Berg. Now two runners in scoring position. That was well worked by Coach Schneider, sending Brenner and then smart for Keaton Killian to just stay put. They were trying to bait Fondy into running their man at third out of the inning. Here comes the 1-2, way outside and nearly got past Cheever. That's the second time today, once back in the second inning and now here in the third, that Cheever has saved a run. Cheever had to jump to get that one. 2-2 count here to Hudson Berg, the hero from the regional final. And watched it. Oh, that looked pretty good. But it is a full count to Hudson Berg. I think Berg got fooled there. That was very close to take on a 2-2 count. But he took it and it was off the plate. Full count, 1 out. And Hagelin's going to step off here and reset. Anything that touches grass, well, there is no grass, but the outfield turf should score 2 for Fondy. Big lead for Brenner at second. Chopped down to third base. Tough play to make. It's going to be thrown over to first, and a nice pick over at first by Carter Gordon. But it's an RBI sacrifice on the 5-3 putout for Hudson Berg, and Fondy retakes the lead here in the third inning. It's 3-2 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard, bringing up Zach Zangel with another big run out there at third base. I tell you what, that was some sort of pick by Carter Gordon. Tristan Brooks had to hustle with the speed of Berg and short-armed the throw to Gordon at first, and he made an excellent play. Zangel way out in front and fouls the opening pitch of his second at-bat. Zangel also flew out to right in the first. Fondy's already stranded a runner at third, back in the second. Can they avoid doing it here in the third? That's an 0-2 count to Zangel. Fooled on the off-speed pitch. And it's 0-2. We've seen some two-strike wastes, both very high and very low for Hagelin. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, goes upstairs again. That was closer, but still well out of the strike zone, and a good take by Zengel. Not to chase that one. 1-2 count to the senior Zengel. This one downstairs, well low. Hagelin kind of took a few steps towards the Warhawks dugout like he thought that might have been in there, but that was several inches below the kneecaps. And it's 2-2 with 2 outs here in the third. Zengel lines it back up the middle. That's an RBI, and Fondy leads it 4-2. Big time piece of hitting by the Fondy first team all FVA third baseman. So the top 5 in the order scored 2 in the first, and now the top 5 in the order have scored 2 here in the third. And Fondy leads number 1 ranked Germantown. Bryson Patton, the designated hitter. He's the one who flew out to right, and it was dropped out there. This one right over our heads down the right field line. That was the one that Vogt couldn't handle out in right field. Zengel plus speed over at first. You could say that, as I've mentioned a couple of times, about just about everyone in the Fondy order. That one's in there on the inside corner. That's a pretty looking pitch from Landon Hagelin, and he's up ahead 2-0-2 once again. This is the third 0-2 count he's had in this inning. Zengel with no lead to speak of at first. That one's in the dirt. Another good block by Cheever. So Fondy, we've said it a couple of times, they've found a way to score 4 runs. All of them, by my count, should be earned to this point. Both of Germantown's runs unearned. There's a swinging strike 3, and Patton is down on strikes, but not before Fondy once again scores 2 here in the third. They lead at 4-2 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Back with the bottom of the third right after this.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Back here, bottom of the third inning. Fondy scores 2 more in the top half of the third. So Brenner with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored thus far. Also has a stolen base. Killian has scored twice, and the Fondy Cardinals lead it 4-2 against number 1 Germantown. Trying to hand the Warhawks their first loss of the season. How about that? Still plenty of baseball to be played here in this first sectional semifinal today at Manitowoc Lincoln. And everyone you talk to, they say, man, how about this facility? Gorgeous. First pitch there to the home run threat leadoff first baseman, and that one fouled off of the leg of Carter Gordon. And it's 1-1. Cheever on deck. Tristan Brooks also due up for the Warhawks. By the way, Laconia is scoreless in their sectional semifinal. That one ripped down the left field line, down by the Fondy fans down there. At least I think that's the Fondy students down there. That's where they've been. Well, they've been out in right field at home, but it's the Fondy side, I would kind of assume that's who they got down there. Here's the 1-2, and it's upstairs in 2-2. Ditter trying to start off this third inning like he did the first two and get the leadoff man out. This one grounded down the third base line again. And good fight here from Carter Gordon. He hasn't squared anything up as of yet. Back in the first, he popped up softly to Bonlander right in front of the pitcher's mound. And here he's kind of just had a couple of cue ball shots that have gone foul. And here he's out in front of a strikeout. Second strikeout of the day for Noah Ditter. And for the third consecutive inning, he gets the leadoff man out. It's the second batter that he's had some troubles with, although it was an error that allowed Vogt to get on back in the second. But this one crushed down the right field line, and this one's going to go way out of here. Grady Cheever, the catcher, smokes this one. And Germantown has yet again scored, as they have in every inning so far. So both of these catchers have pumped homers out of this ballpark here today. We just got going when Jack Brenner hit one out to left, and that was a no-doubter that time from Cheever. 4-3 on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Ground ball over here, right side, and it gets through. Seeing eye single for Tristan Brooks, and Germantown right back at it. By the way, that was the first earned run, at least by my count, for Germantown. First two innings, both of those were errors that came around to score. So that brings up Landon Hagelin, the pitcher, with a man on first and just one out. First pitch is over in the right-handed batter's box, and Brenner had to jump out there to catch it. Very small lead over here at first for Brooks. Here's the 0-1 or the 1-1. Excuse me, now is 1-1. It was a 1-0 pitch. And once again, Noah Ditter working his way back even. Hasn't faced many 3-ball counts today, Noah Ditter. He's been pretty efficient. Here's the 1-1. Skied over to Zangle at third. We'll see if it ends up being Zangle or if it's the shortstop, Grant Godursky. It is Godursky. And that's a big out number 2 for the Fondy Cardinals as they try to hold Germantown to just a single run for the third straight inning. Good communication out there. It was right behind Zangle, but you could see based on his body language that Godursky called that one early. So that brings up Nolan Vogt, who reached on the E3 back in the second inning, and a first pitch strike from Noah Ditter. That was the one that was in and out of the glove of Logan Bonlander over there at first an inning ago. Ditter checks on Brooks. Again, no lead to speak of. This one is going to bloop its way. Zangle makes the catch. The juggling catch by the third baseman, Zach Zangle. The acrobatics for the second straight game over at third, and Fondy's out of it with just one run in. They'll take a 4-3 lead on the Quest Interior scoreboard to the fourth when we return on Radio Plus.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Back here for the fourth inning. It'll be 7-8-9 for Fondy. Logan Bonlander, Mason Giesland, and Espen Kettlehut. Those three were set down in order back in the second inning. Trying to get something from the bottom of this order as the top has done some damage against Germantown. And that's why Fondy's got the 4-3 lead. Opening pitch to Bonlander is in there for a strike off-speed pitch for Logan Hagelund. Hagelund with the 0-1. That one hit Bonlander. Yeah, just hit him in the foot. I wasn't sure if Bonlander was even going to acknowledge that hit him, but sure enough, and the umpire all over it. In fact, I think the umpire might have saw it before Bonlander even realized it clipped the outside of that front foot. And so a runner on here for Mason Giesland, the left fielder. And Hagelund once again has faced a base runner every inning so far, and that was an offer, a foul ball, and a strike on Mason Giesland. You got to feel like Giesland's got to get one down here. Part of the reason he's in the ball game to be able to advance runners and set something up for the top of the order, Keaton Killian and the likes. Here's the 0-1. This one is down, and it's going to spin fair. Giesland down the first baseline. He's nearly safe, but he's out. We're right in front of that, and that looked like a good call. I think he beat him by I think that throw beat him by half a step. But I'll tell you what, that was a much closer play than I think Cheever thought it might be. So a sacrifice on the 2-3 putout will have a man in scoring position here for Espen Kettlehut. And now Fondy is going to use one of their pinch runners to put a little more speed out on the bases for Logan Bonlander, the first baseman. And it's going to be number 23, Austin Demos, who scored the game-winning run back on Thursday. He was on second when Hudson Berg lined that walk-off hit out to left center field, which I probably could have scored on that one. That one was going to get to the fence. But nonetheless, Demos is a plus runner out there at second base. Got a pretty short lead, but he doesn't need a big one for him to score if anything gets to the outfield. That one's down and away, and Kettlehut's up 1-0. And Fondy would, as I mentioned as we started this fourth inning, Fondy would love nothing more than to have the bottom of this order manufacture a run or two. And job was done by Bonlander. He just had to get hit. Giesland did his job to move him over, and now Kettlehut with an RBI opportunity. And if he can't do it, another bite of the apple for Keaton Killian with a runner on base this postseason. Kettlehut over to short. Going to go to the third. Tough play there. Nice tag. And Demos tagged out on the fielder's choice. So Demos cut down for out number 2, and Tristan Brooks did a nice job to stay with that tag. It was a good slide from Demos. Ball, always a risk to run with the ball chopped in front of you. Good play by Brady Lauer. He is the defensive replacement for the Warhawks, and he showed it there. So now 2 outs with Keaton Killian at the dish. Kettlehut has a ton of speed over at first. Anything to a gap would probably score a run. Kettlehut's going to go. Throw down to second. It's a good one right in time. And Kettlehut runs into out number 3. So a couple of base running outs, and just like the second inning, the bottom of the order goes down for Fondy. We're back with the bottom of the fourth inning. It'll be the bottom of the Warhawk order. Their chance when we come back.
Graphics and signs are one of the most cost-effective ways to advertise your business. Westfall Signs is your solution. We turn your boring old walls, windows, vehicles, or storefronts into a customer-attracting magnet. You'll elevate your brand and get more eyeballs on your business so you can keep growing your revenue. We specialize in bringing your vision into reality so you can catch more people's attention and be proud of the way you present your business. So if you want to get more customers with our graphics and signs, just click this ad to get a quote started.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
All right, back here for the bottom of the fourth inning. Connor Myers, Vinny Inga, and then the top with John Murkowski. That's due up for Germantown. Noah Ditter has done a really nice job against this potent Germantown offense, but first two innings was let down with some defense. The home run to Grady Cheever, but he's trying to hang his first zero on the board here in the fourth. He's given up a single run in first, second, and third innings. First pitch here is down in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Now I'm confident those are the Fondy students down there on the left field line. That's a swinging strike, and Ditter's back 1-1, because just like we saw at home, Fondy students got the tarps off down there on the left field line. Leave it to high school students. Here's a hot shot back to the pitcher. That's a tough play, but Ditter kind of a little too casual with that one, but nice scoop over there by Logan Bonlander, and it's the first out of the inning. And that's been the saving grace for Ditter so far, is he's gotten that opening out in all three of the innings, and that's why it's just been a single run in all those innings. Otherwise, it would have been crooked numbers all three times for the Warhawks. So here comes number 9 hitter, Vinny Inga. Inga drove in the run back in the second inning with an RBI single scoring vote. Here's the 1-0 in there for a strike. Ditter set with the 1-1, comes home. That one's inside. Thought that might have, we have about as bad a view as you could get for a strike call there, but certainly looked right on the corner, but it was inside. 2-1. This one swung on, chopped over to Zangle at third. Takes the high bounce. That's a high throw, and he's out at first. Ooh! They're going to say Bonlander was still off the base. You'll have to rewind and tell me, but that certainly looked like Bonlander got his heel back down in time. But it'll be an E5. Another error with the runner on base, although, man, it looked like Bonlander got that heel back down in time. Ditter checks on the man at first, and now he has to deal with Murkowski once again with runners on base. He faced Murkowski with runners on first and second in the second inning. Now Inga for the second time on base with that E5. Ditter comes home, and a beautiful pitch froze Murkowski. 1-1 with one out, and we've just seen that, just one mistake in each of the Fondy innings, if you include that pitch that led to the home run. That one's in there right at the knees. That is a dandy of a pitch by Ditter. And he's ahead of Murkowski. 1-2 is the count. Murkowski popped out to second in the first inning and then flew out to right in inning number 2. Check over at first. Ditter with the 1-2. Runner goes. This one chopped out to right. Kettle Hut ranges back, makes the play, and they're way off of first. It's going to be a double play. Bonlander's just got to keep it in front of him, and Fondy hangs a 0 on the board for the first time here in the fourth on the base running error from the Warhawks. It's an F9 double play, and Fondy takes a 4-3 lead to the fifth, where they'll have the top of their order back up, and they've done damage so far. Back after this on Radio Plus.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Back here for the fifth inning. Keaton Killian will lead things off for the Fondy Cardinals. He has reached both times, got hit in the first and walked in the third, scored both times. As he and Brenner have scored all 4 runs for the Cardinals. They lead a 4-3 on that Quest Superior scoreboard. First pitch here by Haglund in the fifth is in there for a strike. Laconia still tied with Viroqua elsewhere on Radio Plus Video Sports in sectional semifinal action. Here's the 0-1. Killian swings right through it, and he's behind 0-2. Haglund ahead 0-2. That one on the outside part of the plate. Outside. Can't catch a slice, and it's 1-2. Fondy got out of the bottom half of the fourth with that hit and run on, and Inga didn't realize the ball was going to be caught. Easily out at first. Nice job by Keaton Killian to work the count back even. It's 2-2 to lead off here in the fifth. Haglund ready again. Fires home. This one grounded back up the middle. Diving play and through. Keaton Killian on base for the third time today. How about that for Keaton Killian? Beautiful piece of hitting straight back through the box. And for the third time he's on base. First 2 times he came all the way around to score. And I would say this is a pretty big at-bat for Grant Goderski. He's 0 for 2. Popped out to the catcher in the first and went 6-3 on a sacrifice in the third inning. You'd love if Goderski could get on base and make him think about at least pitching to Jack Brenner. That's inside. Goderski at the bat back, and it's 1-0. Modest lead for the standards of Keaton Killian over at first base. Might still throw over here. He's off enough. There's the bunt down the third base line. Good cover by the second baseman. He's off the bag, and it's safe for Grant Goderski. And E5 will put runners on first and second base. Would have been a successful sacrifice for Grant Goderski, but then the E5 has runners on first and second. They're going to have a meeting at the mound. As they do, let's send it to our Lens Truck Center Student Athlete of the Week. We told you about Laconia playing in the sectional semifinals. Well, they're our Student Athlete of the Week, the whole team.
Congratulations to the Laconia baseball team on getting back to sectionals.
1-2. That one home. It's swung on, going to be playable for Jack Renz in center. He'll make the grab, and the Laconia Spartans are the regional champions here in Rosendale.
We'll give our Student Athlete of the Week this week to everybody within Laconia baseball, including Coach Greg Smith.
Talk to me what this win means. means the world to me. I mean, these guys have way more than exceeded expectations for me this year. I mean, we're so young, so many unknowns, coming into this year, such a young team. But again, it came down to the senior leadership. You just interviewed one of them, Jack Renz, heck of a player. And I'm so happy for him, as well as the rest of the team as far as what this means. I mean, we haven't been able to do something like this since 2018, so it means a lot.
Congratulations and best of luck in sectionals from Radio Plus Video Sports, Jeff's live streams, and our presenting sponsor, Lens Truck Center.
We got the trucks at Lens Truck.
All right, back here, and looks like we might have a pitching change. They went out there for a moment, and then Hagelin looked like he was going to continue, but here comes the Germantown staff yet again, and it looks like they're going to enter Brady Keller, another sophomore pitcher, now from the right side. And Hagelin's going to see his afternoon come to an end after pitching 4+. But Fondy leads at 4-3 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. And as Keller takes his warm-up pitches, let's take a timeout, and we will be back with more right after this. Stay with us.
When we first began with high school sports and video streaming, it was a camera or two. It's grown to multiple cameras, multiple angles, a switcher operator, a couple of announcers, on-field shots, and really we do all this to enhance the viewership.
With the larger scale production, we just have more options, more camera shots, more quality, with our interviews during the game, post-game, and pre-game, really bring a great product to families that are watching at home or watching after the fact.
Students have families in different communities, different states, even different countries. All those people are able to watch our broadcast and see their family performing at a really high level.
We like to think of it as not just being there for a game, but really enhancing the community involvement with this, and that's what it's about.
All right, so back here, and Fondy, once again, the top of their order, putting pressure on opponents. We've seen it all postseason long. They've now scored 25 runs in the playoffs as Fondy in 2.5 games or so. We're here in the top of the fifth, 4-3 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Grant Kuderski just reached on an error. Keaton Killian at second, tons of speed at first and second, and here comes Jack Brenner, and why not bring in another pitcher to face Jack Brenner? First pitch is a strike, and just looking at what Brady Keller was throwing there during the warm-ups, I mean, that first pitch was a heck of a fastball there to Jack Brenner. Big spot here for the Fondy Cardinals' best player, and the best player in the Fox Valley. That was outside at the knees. And you can hear that the Germantown dugout didn't love that, didn't love that call. And it's evened up at 1-1. Okay, take thick skin to umpire and ref nowadays. Killian with a modest lead at second. Pretty good lead over at first for Kuderski. And here's a pitch that's lined out to right, and it's caught at right at first base in a double play. And it could have been a triple play. I think Gordon maybe forgot that there wasn't an out. That was hit as hard as his home run was back in the first inning, and Carter Gordon just leaped up and caught it. Kuderski did exactly what you're supposed to. He froze on the liner. It was too late. Oh, that's hard luck for the Cardinals. And Killian might have been dead over at second had Gordon fired it over there. He held on to it, and that's still a potential insurance run for Fondy out at second. Oh, man, that was hit a ton by Jack Brenner. Off-speed first strike to Hudson Berg. Berg drove in the third run of the game back in the third inning. Sacrificed himself for an RBI, driving in Keaton Killian. Killian stands out at second. He's scored twice already today. Be nice to get him back in if you're a Fondy fan. And that's another off-speed pitch on the inside part of the plate that Berg watches go by. It's 0-2 to Hudson Berg, the hero from the regional final. Man, that was a big momentum play, getting Fondy's best player out and doubling Goderski off first. 0-2 with 2 outs. Berg waits the pitch. That's outside. 1-2. And I don't know if any of that's coming through, but we apologize if any of the language was caught there by the live stream. We're right on top of the Germantown dugout. 1-2. Pitch coming here to Hudson Berg. In there, swung on, out to left, should stay up. Ranging back and making the play is Vinny Inga. And somehow, Germantown tiptoes their way out of that jam. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Momentum seeping towards Germantown's dugout. It's 4-3 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Back after this.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning, where all sorts of momentum is with Germantown after that big-time defensive play by Carter Gordon, the first baseman, who is now on deck, by the way, as the Warhawks come around for the 3rd time this afternoon. He took flight and snared that line drive from Jack Brenner back in the top half of this inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Olszewski. Olszewski singled in the first and grounded out in the 2nd inning, so 1 for 2. Noah Ditter has thrown 66 pitches. This one is fouled back, and it's 2-2. By the way, final line on Landon Hagelin was 4+ innings pitched, 3 hits, and 4 runs all earned. There's a nice off-speed pitch. Brenner's got it. And it's a strikeout for Ditter to start this 5th inning. And now 5 for 5. Noah Ditter has gotten the leadoff man in all 5 innings so far. And after giving up runs in the first 3 innings, run apiece in innings 1, 2, and 3, he hung his first 0 in the last inning, but now he's working against the top part of this order, and there's a first pitch strike in at the knees to Carter Gordon. Got to worry about Gordon's power. He hit a home run in the regional final. This one is smacked out to left center. He might have just done it again. Off the scoreboard, and we are tied. That's easy power for Carter Gordon. And right now, he is the undoubted player of the game for Germantown. After saving at least a run, probably 2, on Brenner's line drive that would have gotten down into the corner in the top half of this inning. He has now just pumped one out to left center off of the scoreboard. Second home run of the day for Fondy. They're going to call time here as Germantown still got players out of the dugout. As they had one player that was out of the dugout there and just getting reprimanded by the umpire. So ready to play now. Here's the other man who hit the home run. It's Grady Cheever. So got to be careful with him. That one's in there for a strike. Ditter got to reset here mentally and try to get these next couple of guys out. That one's upstairs, and it's 1-1. Cheever 2 for 2 today. Singled in the first, and then that solo homer in the third. That one's outside. Two and 1 count now to the dangerous cleanup hitter from Germantown. That one lined down the first base line, and it is fair. And that's going to get down to the corner. Cheever should have a double. And we'll see if he ends up going 3. He is going to go 3. Berg's going to try to throw him out. Zangle laid on the tag. It's a triple. I didn't see what happened down there. Is if Kettlehut put his hands up or what. That's kind of our one blind spot here, broadcasting from above the Germantown dugout. And that might end the day for Noah Ditter. We'll see. Conversation at the mound for Fondy. We'll keep it here. If they decide to make a change, then we'll send it to a break. But I'm interested down the line. It almost looked like someone appealed to something because the umpire waved something off down there. I don't know if it was stuck underneath the fence or what, but they told Kettlehut to play. And runner ends up at third on the triple. So Grady Cheever is now a double away from the cycle in the sectional semifinal. How about that? That'd be a day, huh? Looks like Fondy's going to stick with Noah Ditter out on the bump. Just one out here in the 5th inning. And you just felt when Gordon made that play defensively at first, you felt some of the steam. Before that, it was like Fondy, they're up 4-3, runner in scoring position, nobody out. It felt unstoppable. Brenner coming to the plate. Infield in for the Cardinals now. There's a first pitch, not strike, outside part of the plate. This is Tristan Brooks, by the way. He singled back in the 3rd inning, and he grounded to first in the first. Ditter, 1-1. This one is blooped, and with the infield in, it's going to get down for an RBI single. And for the first time today, Germantown leads. RBI bloop single that would never have gotten down under normal circumstances, but with the infield in, there was no way Hudson Berg was getting there. So it is 5-4 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Fondy had not trailed till that point. And now a runner for Tristan Brooks, and it'll be number 16, Ryan Thatchuk. Check that, I don't have a 16 on my roster. And now I think this will be it for Noah Ditter. So we'll see who Fondy decides to bring in. Berg started the game back in the regional semifinal, but they have gone to Brody Haas in this situation. That'll close the book on Ditter, although he's still responsible for the runner at first base. And we'll get confirmation of who's going to come in and replace him when we return here on Radio Plus.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years. Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
So we return here to Bruce Steinbecker Field. First crooked number of the game put up by Germantown here in inning number 5, third time through the order. And 3, 4, 5 go homer, triple, single to turn a 3-4 deficit into a 5-4 lead. It is Brody Haas into the ball game for the Cardinals, and he will face a pinch hitter, I do believe. Oh, it's Brady Keller who came in to pitch for Landon Hagelin. Didn't put that into my book there, so apologies there. Second pitch is in there for a strike from Haas. Haas came in and did a really nice job against Menasha. He gave up the go-behind home run, but bounced right back and got the next two guys for Menasha. Now he needs to work well here in a big-time relief spot. That one's bunted backwards, and it's 1-2. So Haas ahead here on his first batter faced. Here comes the 1-2 from Haas. Off speed, in there, strike 3. Haas fooled him. And now 2 down for the right fielder, Nolan Vogt, who reached on an error in the second, and then flew out. Popped out. That was that acrobatic play by Zangle at third base out in short left field. This one's an off-speed pitch, and Vogt's way out in front. So good stuff from Haas here so far. And from a Fondy perspective, you just hope it isn't too late after surrendering the lead. There's another good off-speed pitch in the dirt. And another swing and a miss from Nolan Vogt. 0-2, what does Haas go to here? Check on Brooks at first. Check that, that's the pinch runner over at first base, and he skies that pitch, and it's 1-2. Haas still ahead here with the 1-2 pitch. That one's outside, and it's 2-2. Two-two pitch to Vogt. That one's outside. Fondy dugout thought that was strike number 3. So did their fans, but it's full is the count. It's Lidke over at first, by the way. He's not on their printed roster, but Lidke over at first on the pinch run. And now, after being ahead 0-2, Haas walks Vogt. By the way, some numbers from the starting outing from Noah Ditter. 5 runs, only 3 of them earned. 8 hits that he surrendered, and had his defense give up 3 errors, although 1 was his on the throwing error back in the first inning. Take away those 2 unearned runs, Fondy still has a slim lead. But they can't worry about that now. They got to get out of this inning and then get the offense rolling again. Another high pitch from Haas. Throw down to first. Got him. Oh, they're saying he got in time. Oh, what a throw by Brenner, and he nailed him at first. And the umpire got it right at first. He started to call out and then changed his call at the last second. That was a great throw by Brenner, and he's not rewarded. Oh, my. There's strike number one. Fondy should be out of it, but they'll continue here in the field. Oh, boy, you got to kind of put a star on that one if Germantown gets any more here in the fifth. Haas goes home, strike two. Working against Connor Myers, the designated hitter, and it's 2-2 now with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. Myers walked in the second and grounded out back to the pitcher in the fourth. This one blooped out to second. Berg should be there. He is. Fondy's out of it. But they got to get the bats going now. They trail 5-4 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. We go to the 6th on Radio Plus.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Back here at the home of Manitowoc Lincoln, Bruce Steinbecker Field, as the sun peeks out for the first time today, last inning or so. And also for the first time today in the last inning or so, Germantown Warhawks took their first lead, getting 2 in the bottom of the fifth. But Brody Haas comes in, works out of a 2-base runner situation. Now the Fondy Bats got to get going again. Need 1 in the next 6 outs at least. Here's Zach Zengel, the first team all-conference third baseman. Zengel RBI single his last time up back in the 3rd inning, driving in Jack Brenner. That was a big-time base knock for Zengel with 2 outs. Now he's going to work, leading off this inning. Then it'll be Bryson Patton unless we see a designated hitter. Patton is on the on-deck circle, and then Bonlander unless we see another pinch hitter. 1-1 count here to Zengel. Off speed, inside, caught. Ooh, I thought that might have hit his jersey. Might have been him pulling his arm across the jersey that I saw, and he didn't act like he was hit either. And it's a 2-1 count. Zengel working against Keller here. And that's in there on the outside part of the plate, right at the knees. What a pitch from Brady Keller. 2 sophomores that Germantown's trotted out there today, and they've both been very good. Here's the 2-2 pitch, off speed, and a good job by Zengel to hold up. Count is full. Keller likes the pitch that was called. The kick and the deal, full count, swung on and fouled back. Zengel stays alive. Fondy trying to get their leadoff man on here in the form of Zach Zengel. Here's another full count pitch, another foul ball down the right field line. So Zengel is going to see pitch number 8 in this at-bat. And we've seen that from the top of this order, particularly for Fondy. They have battled today, and that's part of the reason they're giving the top team in the state a big scare here in the sectional semifinal. Keller kicks and deals home on the full count, chopped over to third and foul. Again, some great mitt work over there by Coach Schneider. Here comes pitch number 9 of the at-bat for Zach Zangle. Can he win it and get on base to lead things off for the Cards? That's at the knees, and he froze Zangle. Big time pitch by the sophomore Brady Keller. Wow. Bryson Patton comes to the plate with 1 out. Fondy has had at least 1 runner on base in every inning so far. Patton watches strike number 1 go by on the off speed. Keller has been very good with that bender to start at bats. Now another one right in a row, and he fooled Patton. Patton thought he was coming back fastball, and he was way out in front. Keller way ahead here of the designated hitter Bryson Patton. Off speed again. Patton caught a piece, stayed alive. Bonlander is on deck with the bat. We saw him get pinch hit for against Menasha, but looks like he's going to stay in and hit this time. This one lined down the left field line, and it's fair. Patton should dig for 2. He will. And it's a 1-out double for the Cardinals. They're saying appeal. It was close, but he got his toe on the bag. The umpire called time. They're still going to appeal. He touched the base. You're going to wait for time to come back in. He touched it. Yeah, no, there's the official call on the appeal. He touched it. It was close. He did not by any means step on the top of the bag, but he caught the corner. You could certainly see that. And Patton, you would assume, would get pinch run for. Yeah, here comes the pinch runner for the Cardinals. It'll be Logan Bonlander up. And number 13, Carter Vercotterin, will come in and run. So Bonlander with a big-time opportunity here. Giesland is on deck. Fondy a chance to respond and tie this thing right back up in the top of the 6th. Keller works from the stretch against the first baseman Bonlander in the dirt. Another good block. I'll tell you what, Cheever has not let a single ball get past him today. Been a brick wall back there, and he's been as impressive as you can be behind the plate, and that's saying something when you share the field with Jack Brenner. Those two have been spectacular for their respective teams. Vercotterin causes Keller to step off and reset. Bonlander is up 1-0, and a base hit should tie this thing. Vercotterin with a good lead. There's the secondary. That's downstairs. And it's 2-0 to Logan Bonlander. Big time spot here. Bonlander was 0 for 2. Also had a sacrifice back in the regional final. Got to find a way to either get on base or knock one in here for the Cards. That one's in the dirt. Are you kidding me? What a pick. Grady Cheever. That thing nearly bounced on the green part of the turf. And Cheever kept it in front. Are you kidding me? What a defensive play. But it is 3-0 here to Logan Bonlander. And you would assume it would be have the stop sign up for him. Want to make Keller throw a strike here. This one's downstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk. And the Cards have runners on first and second with the bottom 2 in their order. Giesland and Kettlehut are due up. Giesland, sacrifice on the bunt back in the 4th. He struck out looking in the 2nd. We'll see if they want to bunt here. Bonlander was pinch run for already, so Bonlander's got to stay in there if they want to keep him in at first base. He got hit by that pitch back in the 4th, and then they pinch ran for him. Time here from Giesland. Keller was taking his time out there, and Giesland just didn't feel comfortable, so he called time. Big time inflection point in this one coming in the top of the 6th inning. Fondy just went behind in the bottom of the 5th. Chance to get it back here in the top of 6. That's outside and in the dirt. That is 5 straight balls now from Keller. It's a big spot for a sophomore, and now a conversation with a pitching coach from Germantown trying to settle down their sophomore. Let's take a quick 30 seconds. We'll come back and reset things on Radio Plus.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com.
All right, we were back here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 count here to Mason Giesland with 1 out. Bonlander on first, Patton on second. Check that, Vercauteren out on second. Patton with a 1-out double, and then a 4-pitch walk to Logan Bonlander sets up the situation we're in right now, which is a 1-0 count to Giesland, the junior. That one's downstairs, another ball. That's ball 6 in a row, and that's what the Fondy bench right now is chanting, ball 6. Well, they're saying ball 7, so maybe they know something I don't. Maybe they know the next one's going to be a ball. Who knows? 2-0 count here to Giesland. That one's in there at the knees. That is a great pitch. I mean, I'm not sure I'd be fooling around with painting corners right now after throwing 6 straight balls, but that's what Keller did. And he threw it right at the outside corner at the knees. Perfect pitch. 2-1 count here to Giesland. Here comes that 2-1 in the dirt again, and it's 3-1. Another ball would load him up for Espen Kettlehut, who has had a very nice postseason for the Cards. Keller set with the 3-1, comes home, grounded out to second. Giesland got to stay out of the double play, and he will. Good job there by the runners to read that appropriately, but that's out number 2. Big time spot here for Espen Kettlehut. With 2 down, and I think now this might be where is coach going to pinch hit, or is he going to run for Bonlander? I would be surprised if he did that. He's going to pinch hit Gavin Supernand. All right, so Gavin Supernand did not get the start here this morning, but now a big-time spot. He started the first 2 games of the postseason, and he's in there now on the right side of the plate with a chance to tie or maybe even give Fondy the lead late on against the top team in the state. Off-speed pitch, hits him on the hand, and now it's Keaton Killian. They're loaded for the best center fielder in the Fox Valley, and another conversation and another pitching change. We'll tell you about it when we come back. The Cards are threatening with a big-time rally here in the top of the 6th. Stay with us on Radio Plus.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
All right, back here at Bruce Steinbecker Field, Brady Lauer, another sophomore, will come in from short to pitch. Number 1, Lauer. And with Lauer in on that right side, thrown on the right side, that means Keller will go from pitching out to third, and the third baseman, Brooks, is going to go to short. So again, Lauer to pitch, Brooks to short, and Keller from pitch out to third. And for Fondy, what else could you ask for? I mean, nobody out. Yeah, that'd be perfect, but beggars can't be choosers here in a big-time spot. 2 outs in the top of the 6th of the sectional semifinal. The bases are juiced with cards, and here comes Keaton Killian, who got hit in the first, walked in the third, singled in the 5th, and now goes against Brady Lauer, the righty. Killian watches. That one hit him! Or no, it did not. It hit the home plate, and that's going to tie it up. I thought that got his foot with how that caromed, but it hit home plate. And for the first time, a pitch beat Grady Cheever. It hit home plate and just ricocheted. It must have hit the front part of home plate, because that ricocheted way up and over the shoulder of Cheever. And on the wild pitch, Fondy's tied it. Verkaterin comes in. Runners at second and third now. Bonlander at third. Kettle Hut with a ton of speed at second. Check that. That's Supernat out there at second. He's got plus speed. And here's Keaton Killian. That one nearly hit him. It did hit him that time. And that one saved a run. That was the one that Fondy didn't probably want to hit Keaton Killian. But nonetheless, here comes Grant Godursky now with the bases reloaded with Cardinals. And if Godursky can reach, just someone named Jack Brenner standing on deck. So Lauer has come in. First pitch was in the dirt, hit home plate. Second pitch hit Killian, and that one's the first strike for Lauer's outing, and it's a first pitch strike to Grant Godursky, the shortstop. Tough spot for a sophomore to come into with Lauer, but nonetheless, he's given up the run. That would be attributed to Keller, by the way. Here's another pitch in there for strike 2. So Godursky, just like that, after watching a wild couple of pitches in the on-deck circle, now he's quickly behind 0-2, and Lauer's a strike away from getting out of this for the Warhawks. Cards have him loaded. Here's the 0-2, and Lauer lets out a big yell. He gets Godursky down on strikes. So Fondy brings 7 batters to the plate, but only scores the 1 run. It'll tie things up on the Quest Interiors scoreboard, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. Due up the bottom of the order, then the top. That's what's due up for the Warhawks. More danger for Fondy on the defensive side when we return on Radio Plus.
Your dream space starts with quartz countertops from Quest Interiors. Whether it's your kitchen, bathroom, mudroom, or even a closet island, we custom fabricate one-of-a-kind surfaces that elevate every room. And the best part? We install many in as little as 1 week, quickly turning your vision into reality. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
bottom 6 here in Manitowoc at Bruce Steinbecker Field. And Haas is out there having to face Inga, who has just been a pest for the Cardinals in this 9-hole. He singled and drove in a run back in the second and then reached on an error in the 4th. And first pitch here from Haas is inside. If you're Haas, you know you're going to have to face the meat of this order one more time. You'd love to go in order here in the – I mean, you'd always love to go in the order, but particularly here in the 6th, if you could get Murkowski and Olszewski along with Inga here, then you'd have no one on base for the real meat of this order. There's strike number 1, and it's 2-1 to Inga. Inga was 2 for 3 in the regional championship, and now today he's 1 for 2, but he's reached both times. Cards on the offensive side have stranded 6 base runners, 3 of them coming in the top half of the 6th inning on the strikeout from Gadursky. That one grounded out to short. Backhand made by Gadursky. Throws short. Picked over here at first. Nice play, Logan Bonlander. And for the first time today, the Cards have retired Vinny Inga. Slick looking backhanded play by Grant Gadursky over there at short. And how about the pick on the other side by Bonlander? Top of the order with John Murkowski, who is 0 for 3. He's flown out to right twice and popped out to second base here this morning. Off-speed pitch in there on the inside corner. Murkowski didn't love it, but a first pitch strike from Haas. Haas continues to go to work. 0-1, chopped back to third. It's going to be a tough play for Zangle. Charges it, throws here to first. Nice play by Logan Bonlander. He might have pulled his toe, didn't matter because he tagged him at first as well. 5-3 on the putout, and there was only one way that play was going to be made, and it was with aggressive defensive play from Zach Zangle, and he made it. Oh, what a play. And here's a 2-out hitter now, Ty Olszewski. And quickly ahead, Haas 0-1. Been much better at getting that first pitch strike across these last couple of games as Haas. That one's in the dirt. It's 1-1. Fondy trying to set down the Warhawks in order for just the second time today. And the first time was on that hit and run double play back in the 4th. That one's in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Painted it right on the outside corner at the knees. 2-2 with 2 outs in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Big time spot here for Haas if he can get out of this. 1, 2, 3, and now time taken by Olszewski. He singled in the first and then has gone down his last 2 at-bats, 1 for 3 on the day for the Warhawks. Here's the 2-2 pitch, off speed, way up high, and it's 3-2. And Carter Gordon, the first baseman who hit that home run off the scoreboard back in the 5th inning, waits on deck. The full count pitch, down to second. Berg makes the play, over to first, he's late. Tough play by Berg. That should go down as a hit. That was a tough play for Berg to make. And now the Cards got to be careful with Carter Gordon. Gordon, for my money, would be the player of the game for Germantown. He made that great defensive play on the line drive from Brenner. Now he's got a man on base. He's only 1 for 3, but man, was it a big, loud hit. The solo shot in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. This one's skied to center. Should be an easy play for the first team All-FVA Killian, and Keaton Killian makes the play. So Haas able to get Gordon, and he hangs a 0 in the bottom of the 7th. And here comes Jack Brenner to the plate in the top of the 7th for the Cardinals. Back after this.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6 person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please scan the QR code on the screen.
Back.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Walk, but with a leadoff man, can you intentionally walk a leadoff hitter? The answer for Germantown is no, and I would tend to agree with that decision. That's low, underneath the knees for Brenner, and it's 1-0 to the Player of the Year from the Fox Valley Association. Here is the 1-0 in there at the knees. Brenner thought about it. He wants to see if he can get something a little more elevated, perhaps. Brady Lauer got out of that bases-loaded jam after he hit Keaton Killian to drive in a run. Or check that, it was the wild pitch that drove in the run. That one was low once again. I don't think Brenner's going to see anything above the belt here. 2-1 pitch from Lauer is low, and Brenner swung at it in the dirt. That one hit right at the front of the batter's box. He's always got a green light, and you can't fault that strategy with what he's done this season and certainly earlier in this game. He's only been out once today, and that was that terrific play over at first by Gordon. Here's the 2-2 to Brenner. Swung on and chopped out to second base. Charging there, throw wide. And Brenner's going to go to second, and it's going to be a leadoff man in scoring position for the Cards. Ill-advised throw from Olszewski at second, and it was way wide. And we'll see if they get a courtesy runner for Brenner at second base. He's the catcher, so you can perhaps utilize that. We'll see if Coach Schneider wants to do that or what he's going to do. Now he's going to have a conversation with Hudson Berg, who's going to come up with a man in scoring position. I'm going to call that a single, infield single, with obviously the throwing error is self-explanatory there, but Brenner might have beaten that out even with a good throw. So Lauer versus Berg here with nobody out in the top of the 7th. Fondy's got the go-ahead run in scoring position in the form of Jack Brenner. Ball in the dirt from Lauer, and it's 1-0 to Hudson Berg. And I think part of that conversation with Coach Schneider was, do you want to swing away, or do we want to use you to get Brenner over to third base and guarantee that he would score, and then you can let Zangel try to pop something to the outfield, but we'll see. That one, another swing way in the dirt from Berg. 1-1 count here to the senior Hudson Berg, one of 13 of them on this Fondy roster. The Cards are within opportunity here to knock off the top team in the state. Sophomore Brady Lauer, the third sophomore used today by the Warhawks. Pitches to Berg. Squares around. Brenner does a great job to put on the brakes. He nearly slipped out there on the turf. And he would have been dead to rights out at second base. That ball way in the dirt. Good job by Berg to pull the bat back on the bunt attempt. And it's 2-1. Now the corners of the infield have crept in just a touch for Germantown. Seeing Berg attempt to lay that bunt down. He's going to square again. Good looking bunt back to the pitcher. It's going to get Brenner over to third. Big time play there. Execution to a T for Hudson Berg. Bunting it right back to the pitcher. And the 1-4 putout has Jack Brenner one base away from Fondy taking the lead. So Zangel, with any type of fly ball to the outfield, will likely give Fondy the lead. Infield is in on the grass, or the grass-looking turf, for Germantown. Lauer to Zangel, in there for a strike. And Lauer would love nothing more than a strikeout right now. It's Bryson Patton on deck, who doubled in the last inning, but right now all eyes on Zach Zangel. Zangel pops it foul, and he's down 0-2. Fondy's already stranded 6 base runners today. They've stranded 2 at third alone. And trying to avoid that here as they got Brenner to third with just 1 out. Lauer comes home and a strikeout. Great pitch sequence that time from Lauer, and he had Zangel fooled like we rarely see. Bryson Patton has doubled twice. Well, the first one probably goes down as an E9, but he doubled back in the 6th inning. He's just got to find a base hit here to give Fondy the lead. Lauer comes home. This one lined back up the middle. Fondy leads! Brenner comes home for the 3rd time today, and the Cardinals lead the Warhawks 6-5 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Patton said, I ain't waiting for anything. First pitch swinging, and the Cards lead Germantown. How about this response after going behind 5-4? They now lead at 6-5. Sound familiar, boys and girls? Sound familiar? Yeah. Sounds very similar to the regional final. Here's the first pitch to Bonlander, and it's outside off the plate. 1-0. Can't take Patton out necessarily unless maybe he gets into scoring position. Maybe then you would. Bonlander skies this one out to first, and the play made there by Carter Gordon, but not before Fondy finds a way, and it was Jack Brenner who found a way on base. Berg got him over. We've seen it all postseason with the small ball, but now the Cards got to do it on the back half of it. It's going to be Haas. Can he get the job done against the meat of this Germantown order? Find out when we return.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Back here for the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs separate the Fondy Cardinals from a 4 o'clock date with either Neenah or West Bend West. Laconia elsewhere, top of 10. First one to score gets to go home, or gets to stay, I should say. All right, here we go in the bottom of 7. Fondy has been out hit by 5 today. The only column the Cards care about is that they have 6 runs. The Warhawks have 5. And here comes Cheever, who's had a great day behind the dish. And he also has a home run. That came back in the 3rd inning. He also scored after tripling in the 5th. He's a double away from the cycle for the Warhawks. This one skied up. Will it stay in for Brenner? It looks like it will. Brenner back for the catch. A big first out for Haas. He gets Cheever. 1 down for the Cards. Tristan Brooks, the 3rd baseman, who has had back-to-back singles in the 3rd and 5th innings respectively, now at the dish on the left side. Haas fires home. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch in just outside. 1-1. Looked good from up here, but as I said, I deserve 0 votes for we are not in any place to call balls and strikes. Down the right field line here, just above the Warhawk dugout. 1-1 count here to the 3rd baseman, Tristan Brooks. Haas with that slow delivery comes home outside and up. And it's 2-1. Hitters count here for Tristan Brooks. Haas working quickly this time, right back at it. And this one lined out to left. It's going to be fair. Giesland trying to cut it off. He cannot do so. It's going to be a 1-out double for Tristan Brooks. And don't go anywhere. Great piece of hitting. Going the other way, just taking what Haas was going to give him there with the outside portion of the plate. And we'll see what Germantown wants to do here. It's going to be Landon Haglund back in to hit. So Haglund was the starting pitcher, got chased after 4+ innings, and then his spot in the order was taken by Brady Keller. And so here comes Haglund back in to hit. Haglund struck out in the 2nd and then flew out to the shortstop, Godursky, out in shallow left in the 3rd. Haas trying to close this thing out for the Cardinals. Nice off-speed pitch, and Haglund was way out in front. Fondy scored 1 in the top of the 6th, 1 in the top of the 7th, and now trying to salt this thing away. 0-1 pitch here to Haglund. Another beautiful pitch in the dirt. And Haglund's down 0-2, and he's going to call time. That's smart with how quick Haas has worked between pitches, especially after he gets a strike. He is right back on the rubber. And so smart there for Haglund to collect himself. The sophomore awaits Haas, who shakes off Brenner twice. He's got the 0-2 pitch here. Another one in the dirt. Good take by Haglund. That is a tough pitch to take. And the sophomore did just that. Now Germantown's coach is going to call time here and have a word with Haglund, or are they going to get a pinch runner out at 2nd for Brooks? Yeah, going to be a pinch runner for Brooks, and it'll be number 2, Parker Zobel. So Zobel, the senior, is on to try to score the game-tying run for the Warhawks. Meanwhile, at home plate, it's Logan Haglund. On deck is Nolan Vogt. And Vogt has been a thorn in the side of Fondy as well. He's been on base twice. Haas peers in. Likes the sign from Brenner. Check at 2nd. Comes home with the 1-2. That's in there at the, oh, it's low. Good looking pitch there from Haas, and hats came off. Something went flying in that Fondy dugout. That was in there at the knees, but ruled low. Haas with the 2-2 now. That one bounces, skips by Brenner, and now runner just one base away for the Warhawks, and the count is full. And if you're Haas, you just got to calm down. I mean, the Fondy fans, let the fans be the ones that are angry, right? I mean, you certainly looked like you struck out Haglund, and now he's got to regroup. Full count with one out to Landon Haglund, who started the game for the Warhawks. Now here at the dish, fights off one down the left field line and foul. Infield is in for Fondy, as you would expect with a runner on third base. That's Parker Zobel. Another full count pitch upstairs and a walk. And Haas is not happy. This is smart from Brenner to try to calm him down, calm the team down. As you could tell after that one, Haas took a couple extra steps towards home plate after he thought he struck out Haglund. And based on the zone we've seen today, I would agree with him. So now runners on first and third. Coach Schneider is going to come out and join the conversation as well, just to figure out what they want to do. And I would assume this is the conversation that says this: if there's a ground ball, you better be certain you're going to get two. It's Nolan Vogt, the right fielder, at the plate for Germantown. So Fondy's got its plan. We'll see if the infield is in or if they're double play depth. Looks like they're going to walk back to double play depth. So Goderski at short, Berg at second, both double play depth. The infield corners are in with Zangel and Bonlander. Vogt swings at the first one and fouls it over the Fondy dugout. He's behind 0-1. So Haas got a battle here. This would feel sweet if you're Brody Haas. Man, this would feel good if you're able to fight through this and earn the save. You get the win, actually. This one lined out to center. Killian makes the play. He's going to throw home, try to end this thing. It's cut by Brenner out in front of home, and then they're out at second base. But Germantown extends it with a sacrifice fly from Vogt. So Fondy out of the inning. They'll have the bottom two in the order coming up. We're going to extras, because why not? 6-6 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Back after this.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Back here for extra innings. 7 not enough between Fondy and Germantown. So Lauer will go back to work. He's going to face Mason Giesland, and then I would assume Gavin Supernan would stay in. Yeah, he's grabbed a bat and he's on deck. So it'll be Giesland to lead it off, and then the substitute, Gavin Supernan, who came in for the Cards back in the 6th inning, he got hit by a pitch. Obviously, for Fondy fans, they were disappointed. If that borderline strike 3 would have gone their way, they'd be out of this thing, and they'd be finding a place for lunch and then getting ready to come back here 4 o'clock this afternoon for a sectional final, but not to be for the Cards, and now they got to go do it all over again. Bottom 2 in the order, although Supernan usually a little higher up in the order than 9th, but we'll see here for the Cardinals. Plenty of speed with Giesland. By the way, they put in a defensive substitute, did Germantown. Ryan Chachuk. His teammates called him Chuck, so there you go. He's out there at shortstop now. So Lauer back to work, the right-handed sophomore pitcher, and he'll face Giesland from Fondy. Giesland so far today is 0 for 3. Giesland takes the ball on the inside part of the plate and underneath the knees. Struck out looking in the 2nd, and then a couple of ground balls today for Mason Giesland. Giesland back up the middle. This one, diving play made at short. Giesland's there, beat it out. Ooh, that was a nice play by Chachuk out there. But Giesland just gets down the line too well to be able to dive and be able to throw him out. But what a play. For the 2nd straight inning, Fondy has their leadoff runner on base. So here is Gavin Supernan. He got hit by the pitch, then got stranded out at 2nd base back in the 6th inning. Lauer's the one that hit him, by the way. Supernan squares, pulls it back, and it's low. Cheever wanted that to be a strike, but that was well down in the zone. Giesland's got a ton of speed, so a sacrifice should give Germantown no chance to turn 2. That is, unless Supernan would happen to pop it up. Squares around, gets a good one down to first base. Might be a tough play. No, nice cover by the 2nd baseman, Olszewski. And Giesland easily down into scoring position for the 2nd straight time. Fondy gets a man on, and they're just so good in those situations, those small ball situations, and another sacrifice there, 3-4 on the putout. And here's the top of the order with Keaton Killian. And Giesland with all that speed at 2nd base. Pretty much got to play it like he's at 3rd right now. Anything save for a pop fly should get him home. Outside of the plate and catching the corner was Lauer with the off speed to Keaton Killian. He's been on base all 4 times today. 1 for 1. He's been hit twice. He walked and also singled thus far. He's scored a couple of runs. Giesland takes a decent lead off of 2nd, and that one's in the dirt. Oh, it was foul tipped by Killian. Otherwise, Giesland would have been at 3rd base. And it's 0-2. That one well in the dirt. Lauer must have some good movement on that off-speed pitch, because we've seen Fondy hack at it here in the last couple of innings, way down in the dirt. Lauer way ahead, 0-2, ahead of Keaton Killian here. Giesland takes his lead. That's on the outside portion of the plate. Grady Cheever tried to frame that, but that was well off. One-two count to Keaton Killian, who's had a monster season as the leadoff batter for the Cards. Lauer comes home. Grounded back to Lauer. Oh, and Giesland's going to be caught in a rundown here. Killian's going to think about going to 2nd. We'll see if Giesland can stay in the rundown long enough. And, oh, he's safe at 2nd. They didn't apply the tag, and Giesland's safe at 2. Oh, goodness me. And this is going to prompt a conversation. The umpire was very certain that he did not get tagged. And then on the throwback, it was fumbled at second base. It looked to me like they maybe tagged Giesland, but Giesland kept playing and made them make the call. So it's runners on first and second with just one out. And now Germantown's coach got to be a little bit careful here. And he's also hearing it, this first base umpire also hearing it from the Germantown dugout. So one down, runners on first and second. We got the replay up here in the booth. We'll take a look at it. It's close, but you can't tell really. Yeah, it's tough to kind of see. And then at second, with the slide, Giesland kind of kicked it out of the mid of the second baseman, Olszewski. So Fondy in business here, and here's Grant Goderski with all sorts of speed out there. Goderski fouls it back. This one's going to stay in play for the first baseman, Gordon, and there's two down. First pitch swinging, and soft contact, but here comes Jack Brenner. Brenner homered in the first, 2-run shot, walked intentionally in the third. That's what's happening here. If you want, the idealist says, oh, let the guy, this isn't idealist Little League Baseball. This is the right play by Germantown. I know the Fondy fans don't like it, but that's sets up plays for guys like Hudsonburg. Bases juiced for the second time in 3 innings for Fondy. And here's Hudsonburg, the hero in the regional championship, takes a ball down in the dirt. Last time the bases were loaded, the Warhawks, we saw a wild pitch from Lauer to score a run. A wild pitch would certainly score Giesland. Anything in terms of a base knock should score 2 for Fondy with Killian out at second. That one's out, and it's also low. And it's 2-0 to Hudsonburg. Brenner also runs well at first. Worth mentioning that if something should get to a gap. Coach Schneider is very aggressive out there on the bases. That one's upstairs, but a strike. That was that was above the letters there, but it's 2-1 to Hudsonburg. 2-1 pitch to Berg. This one grounded down to third and foul. Nice job by Lauer here to work all the way back to even. And Hudsonburg in a monster spot here for the Cardinals. Fondy had a runner at second with just one out. They had runners on first and second, in fact, with one out. Now Lauer is going to step off. Can the Cardinals find a way to scrape across a run and bring a lead to the bottom of the 8th inning? Lauer set, 2-2 pitch, downstairs, got him! Struck him out. And Lauer letting the Cards know about it. The same pitch that was a ball for Brody Haas is a strike to Hudsonburg. And the Warhawks go to the bottom of the 8th. They just need a run. Back after this on Radio Plus.
You've dreamt of the kind of home you want to live in for years. Now is the time to turn that dream into a reality. Quest Interiors has you covered with flooring, cabinetry, and countertops all in one place. From kitchens and bathrooms to family and bedrooms, bring your vision to life with professional installation. Visit our showrooms in Oshkosh and Fond du Lac. Quest Interiors, exceptional style, exceptional savings.
Back here at Bruce Steinbecker Field. Second look at that was certainly in there at the knees to Hudsonburg. That was pretty much the same location that Haas did not get, though, in the bottom of the 7th inning. And if that would have been appropriately called, Fondy would have already won the ball game. But nonetheless, 6-6 to the bottom of the 8th we go. And it's 8-9-1 due up for the Germantown Warhawks. It's going to be Connor Myers, the designated hitter, and then Vinny Inga, followed by John Murkowski. That if there's no DHs, or excuse me, no pinch hitters. Here is the DH, Connor Myers. Momentum is a funny thing, isn't it? Just a few moments ago, Fondy had first, second, one out. They get nothing out of it. And now Germantown has all that momentum. That's a strike in there well below the knees to Connor Myers. Haas is saying, inning too late on that one. Here's an off-speed pitch, popped foul and out of play. So Haas quickly ahead 0-2 here against the designated hitter, Connor Myers. Haas quickly set back again with the 0-2 pitch. That one's upstairs. 1-2. Here's the 1-2 now from Haas. In there, outside corner, strike 3. First out of the inning is a backwards K for Brody Haas, the junior, who has pitched some high pressure pitches here in this relief situation, and he has been excellent. Here's Vinny Inga. That one downstairs and lost out of the mitt of Jack Brenner. Inga singled in a run back in the second, reached on an error in the fourth, and then was down on a 6-3 putout back in the sixth. This one back out to short. Nice hop there for Goderski, and he throws easily over to first. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order now with John Murkowski, who has been limited thus far by the Fondy pitching staff. He is 0 for 4, popped out a couple of fly outs and then a ground out last time up. Can Murkowski, the center fielder, find one here for the Warhawks? First pitch is at the eyes, and it's 1-0. Haas. Grounded out to second. It's going to get through. And it's hard to keep good hitters down for too long. And after 5 cracks, finally, Murkowski reaches base with the single straight back through the box, and that'll bring up Ty Olszewski, second baseman. And waiting on deck once again is Carter Gordon. Would love to get Olszewski here. This one fouled back. Olszewski kind of kicking himself there. He thinks he just missed that one. Murkowski takes a medium, large lead. Now he's going to go, and there's no chance for Brenner here. Almost not even worth throwing down, as that jump was way too easy for Murkowski, and Haas almost forgot about him. And I guess the silver lining is that was in there for a strike, so it's 0-2 against Olszewski. So if they're able to get Olszewski, the stolen base doesn't mean anything, as Murkowski bounces around now at second base. And timeout taken by Olszewski. Haas was so focused, and hard to blame him. You got 2 outs here. You get this guy, the runner doesn't mean a thing. I think that's what he's thinking to himself out on the bump right now, the junior number 8 for the Cards. 0-2 pitch, off speed, outside. It's 1-2. That one looked further outside than the one did in the 7th inning that Haas didn't get. Murkowski not going anywhere at second. That one's in there at the knees. Another strikeout looking for Haas. And Fondy gets it to the 9th inning. We take another break. Coming up for the Cards, Zach Zengel, Bryson Patton, and Logan Bonlander when we're back on Radio Plus.
Congratulations to the Laconia baseball team on getting back to sectionals.
1-2. That one home. It's swung on, going to be playable for Jack Renz in center. He'll make the grab, and the Laconia Spartans are the regional champions here in Rosendale.
We'll give our Student Athlete of the Week this week to everybody within Laconia baseball, including Coach Greg Smith.
Talk to me what this win means.
It means the world to me. I mean, these guys have way more than exceeded expectations for me this year. I mean, we're so young, so many unknowns, coming into this year, such a young team. But again, it came down to the senior leadership. You just interviewed one of them, Jack Renz, heck of a player. And I'm so happy for him, as well as the rest of the team as far as what this means. I mean, we haven't been able to do something like this since 2018, so it means a lot.
Congratulations and best of luck in sectionals from Radio Plus Video Sports, Jeff's live streams, and our presenting sponsor, Lens Truck Center.
We got the trucks at Lens Truck.
More free baseball for you here on Radio Plus. Laconia dropped a tough one to Viroqua. That one went 10, I believe, and I would assume Laconia started sophomore Tillman Madigan, who was a unanimous first-team all-conference flyway pitcher this year. They couldn't find him any support, though, out there, and they lost it 1-0. And, hey, here's a 9-inning game for you here for the Cardinals as well, and a dangerous hitter for Fondy to lead off the top of the 8th inning. Check that, top of the 9th inning, excuse me. It's Zach Zengel. Zengel struck out last time he was at bat, and this time he's way out in front. Fooled. Would have been a strike either way. In fact, Zengel has had back-to-back strikeouts. He drove in a run with a single back in the 3rd inning as well, but he's 1 for 4. That's outside, and it's 1-1. Looks like Patton is on deck. He's had a nice game, has Bryson Patton. He's reached base 3 times, so love for Zengel to get out there. That's on the outside corner. Beauty of a pitch by Lauer. How about this battle we're seeing by the relief pitching, Lauer and Haas? Wow. Here's the 1-2, and Zengel stays alive, grounding it down the left field line. What a ball game. What a ball game. 1-2, here comes Lauer home to Zengel. Chops it over to second. Olszewski on the beautiful bounce, makes the play. Leadoff man down for Fondy. Bryson Patton comes to the dish. Singled in a run on his last at-bat. He doubled and scored back in the 6th. Also reached base in the 2nd inning via the error and struck out so far today. That's the day for Bryson Patton. That one's downstairs at the shoelaces, and it's 1-0. Logan Bonlander is on deck. Patton drives this one to center. Another base hit for Bryson Patton. Have yourself an afternoon, young man. And pretty much all of it's come in the afternoon, by the way, the last 4 innings or so. A 1-out single, and Logan Bonlander, who I suppose you'd say he's due. He got hit by a pitch and walked. Otherwise, he's been put out twice. Can Bonlander find a base knock for the Cardinals and keep the inning alive? That's on the outside corner, in there for a strike. Bonlander might have even offered at that. They didn't appeal to it. I think that was a strike in the zone anyway. Vogt takes a small lead. Bonlander fooled, swings through it. Bonlander a little bit off balance on that offering. Lauer way ahead here. 0-2. Offering to Bonlander in the dirt. Another good block back there by the ever-present Grady Cheever. Six on the Quest Interior scoreboard. Fondy has a runner on. And a 1-2 pitch here to Bonlander is fouled down the right field line. Should get out of play. Must have been a nice play made down the line there by someone. Big old cheer from one of the fans. It might have sounded like some students. Maybe that's the Germantown student section down there. Someone made a good grab. Still 1-2 here to Logan Bonlander. Another small lead for Patton. That one's in the dirt again. Maybe not in the dirt. Maybe I might have been a little exaggerating, but it was certainly low. So a 2-2 count here worked for Logan Bonlander. A nice job here. Foul off a pitch and earn a 2-2 count. Patton staying put at first. Grounded down to second. Can Bonlander make it out of the double play? He can. He's safe at first. And Patton can't believe something out at second. Patton sprung up like he thought maybe the bag wasn't touched at second base, and now Coach Schneider's going to call time as he didn't think the base was touched out. It's got to be what they're talking about out there, or that he threw too early. Coach Schneider satisfied with the explanation. You're not going to change that call, obviously. You can't go have a conversation with anyone else. But a good job by Bonlander to at least stay out of the double play and give an opportunity here to Giesland to keep the inning alive. So Brady Lauer continues to work in relief. He was the third pitcher used today. This one lined out to right field, and Bonlander, he's going to make the turn. This is very aggressive base running, and Olszewski couldn't pull the trigger on throwing him out. I think Germantown was pretty surprised that Bonlander decided to go there, and Olszewski kind of turning around looking at the rest of his infield like he didn't realize Bonlander was taken off for third. Nonetheless, that's a base knock for Giesland. He now is singles in back-to-back innings, and it's going to be Gavin Supernand who grounded on the sacrifice. Back in the seventh inning, he sacrificed Giesland over to second. Giesland ended up getting stranded at third. Right now, Fondy has runners on first and third. I wouldn't be surprised to see Giesland take off here and make Germantown make a decision on whether they're going to throw him out. Supernand over to the left side of the infield. Backhanded play. That's an RBI. Gavin Supernand. An RBI seeing eye single over to the left side of the infield. Scores Bonlander. And now how big was that decision by Coach Schneider to bring Bonlander over to third base? That is some hard luck for Brady Lauer out there. Just the perfect chopping ground ball to the backhand of Chetchuk out there at second. And here comes the top of the order with Keaton Killian. Are the Cards done yet? They haven't been able to push that second run across since the third inning, and you just wonder if they could build a multi-run lead here. Giesland, a lot of speed at second. Supernand, good speed at first. First pitch in there to Keaton Killian is a strike. Brady Lauer, who has pitched so well in relief here, trying to get out of this ninth inning. Big cut from Keaton Killian, and he swung through it. Giesland takes a big lead off of second base. Good secondary lead as well. Pitches outside in the right-handed batter's box, and it's 1-2. Both fan bases just kind of sitting on pins and needles right now as Lauer pitches the 1-2 to Killian outside again. Keaton Killian has worked a 2-2 count with a couple out here in the top half of the ninth inning. The Cards trying to stay alive and play this afternoon. Lauer. The 2-2 pitch. Killian over to the right side. It's going to get through. Gieslin's going to turn. He's digging for home. Throw home. It's a good one from Vogt. Gieslin's in there, and the ball gets away. Keaton Killian into second. He's got an RBI single. Great throw from Nolan Voigt out in right field. But Keaton Killian has just tacked on an extra run here for the Cards in the top of the ninth, and Grant Goderski is going to try to keep it going. Two runners in scoring position still here for the Cardinals as Grant Goderski steps in. Goderski is 0 for 5 today. Check that, 0 for 3 today. He's had a couple of sacrifices where he's advanced Keaton Killian. Chance here to get a base knock and knock a couple in. This is lined out to left center. Is it going to stay up out there? It will. That's a hard luck day for Grant Goderski. Nice play made out there by Vinny Inga. Fondy brings 7 to the plate. They tack on 2 more runs. They lead at 8-6 on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. Ball over to you, Brady Haas, to close things out after this.
Our Lens Truck Center Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams play of the game comes from Fond du Lac.
Plenty of speed out at second to win this thing for the Cards. This one lined out to left, and it is down. Demos rounds third. He'll score. Fondy wins it. Regional champs. They're headed to sectionals. Hudson Berg.
Again, congratulations to Fondy's Hudson Berg. He has our play of the game from Lens Truck Center, Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams.
We got the trucks at Lens Truck.
We head to the bottom of the ninth inning. Fondy brings 7 batters to the plate. They end up stranding a couple in scoring position, but not before back-to-back RBIs, the first from Gavin Supernan and then Keaton Killian. Driving in Mason Gieslin, whose speed has proven a worthwhile start. He started for the first time in the postseason here this afternoon, or, well, this morning after, whatever you call it. And the ball goes over here to the junior, Brody Haas. He needs 3 outs, and he's got to get through 3, 4, 5 in the Germantown order. Now, it'll be his second time facing Gordon, Cheever, and Brooks. After that, it'll be his third time through the order. We saw that was when Germantown got to Ditter, and now a timeout, and just making sure that everything's working, PitchCom and all that, I would assume, here between Haas and Jack Brenner. Oh, Brenner, by the way. I mean, in all of this, it's kind of gotten lost. The guy scored 3 runs. He hit that 2-run shot in the first inning and really hasn't gotten pitched to hardly since. This one grounded hard out to short. Plenty of time for Grant Goderski. The Crow hop, and he throws out Carter Gordon. That feels like a big time out after seeing what Gordon has done all day today. And he grounds. He hit that one about as hard as he hit that home run, but it was straight to Grant Goderski at short. That brings up Grady Cheever. Cheever has a double away from the cycle. If this gets down, he could have his double. It's fair. It's over the fence, and Grady Cheever has hit for the cycle. Oh, my. Cheever, I don't think Cheever realized that hit the dirt. I think he was saying, didn't that go foul? But no, it was hit the dirt out there. That was a long way to run for Mason Gieslin out there in left field. But what a day for Grady Cheever. And all Fondy's saying is, that's a great day. Let's make it in a loss for the Warhawks, their first loss of the season, if Fondy's able to close this thing out. But we're a long way away from that. Chechuk is in there. That was a foul tip. And so runner cannot advance. First at bat here for Chechuk. He came in at shortstop. He replaces Tristan Brooks in the batting order. Brooks single, 2 singles and a double today. Love to have that bat in the order, but not to be here for Germantown. Haas, 1-1. Not paying too much attention out there at second, just focusing on the batter. Germantown, he knows Germantown needs 2. They can give up a single run. You can't give up any more than that if you want to get out of this and punch your ticket to a sectional final. Haas, off-speed pitch. Gets strike 2. It's a 2-2 count with 1 out. Once again, Cheever out at second. Haas likes the pitch, and now it's a time. It's interesting, when Haas likes the pitch call, he is quick to pitch. When he doesn't, he takes his time shaking it off. This time he likes it. 2-2 pitch with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. In the dirt, nice block by Jack Brenner. And it's a full count though, and got to take this one seriously if you're Haas. The Cardinals lead the number 1 Germantown Warhawks by 2 here in the bottom of the 9th. Trying to upset them, and now a conversation out at pitcher's mound. Let's recap this for you as they have the meeting of the minds for the Cardinals out at the mound. Fondy scoring 2 runs in the first and third. They led it 4-3 through 4.5. They trailed for the first time after Germantown got a pair in the bottom of the 5th inning. And then Fondy chipped back at it, took a 6-5 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning, gave up 1 run, and that's how we ended up in extra innings. Both teams kept their opponents off the board in the 8th. And in the top half of this inning, Fondy brought 7 batters to the plate and tacked on a couple of runs. RBIs courtesy of Gavin Supernan and Keaton Killian. Now a full count for Haas. Comes home, ripped out to center. This looks like it's going to get down out there. It will in left center field. Good job by Giesland to cut it off, but it's an RBI single for Chechuk off the bench. And now Germantown believes yet again. Logan Hagelin is going to be pinch hit for, and now a conversation from the bench. Trying to have a trying to figure out what the conversation is here. Oh, they're getting the trainer out there to have a look at Giesland as perhaps he slid a little bit as he tried to stop on the turf. As they take a peek at Giesland, let's take a timeout. We'll come back in the bottom of the 9th, where Fondy now just leads it by a run. Back after this.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
All right, so Giesland not happy about it, but he's going to depart. And that means Hudson Berg moves out there to left field, and Tate Winter comes in off the bench to play second. So that's the rotation for Fond du Lac. Winter into the game from the bench. Berg from second out to left. And Giesland came up a little gimpy after almost looked like he overran that ball and kind of jammed a muscle there, perhaps. I don't know. We won't speculate. We'll just say that he's not in the game. But he did limp in just a little bit from the outfield, but he was not happy, make no mistake, to be leaving the game. Landon Hagelin going to be pinch hit for here by Ty Cretons, number 22. And Cretons, if he finds a gap, he probably ties it. If he finds a home run ball, well, then somehow the Warhawks will escape with their 28th win of the season. Fondy has had multiple chances, once in the 7th, once here in the 9th. Another off-speed pitch from Haas, and he's way ahead here, 0-2. So once again, Cretons the batter. Chetchuk just hit an RBI single for the Warhawks. Ground ball might do it for Fondy. That's in there at the, just a little bit high. Fondy students have moved from the left field line down behind home plate, and they are not being quiet about their feelings on that one. Haas steps off. Haas has been excellent here for the Cardinals. Off-speed pitch is way over the head of Cretons. Oh, man, would Fondy love a ground ball here. 2-2 pitch is in on the hands, and Tate Winter, they say, the ball finds you. And Winter up to the task. A pop-up over to second base, and Fondy is an out away. And here comes Nolan Vogt. Vogt has reached just twice today. Reached on an error in the 2nd and was walked in the 5th. He's had a couple of flyouts. No lead over here at first. Haas. Strike one. Nolan Vogt, the right fielder. 0 for 3 today. This one bounces, and there's going to be a runner in scoring position. Oh, my. It wouldn't be today's game if it didn't have a little drama right to the bitter end, would it? Fondy with 10 hits. Germantown with 14 hits. 7 combined errors between the two teams. Now a 1-1 count to Nolan Vogt, the right fielder. A sophomore, 1 of 5 on this team for Germantown. Runner in scoring position, the tying runner in scoring position. High, and Vogt swung at it. And it's 1-2. And Haas is a strike away from getting a big-time win for the Cardinals out on the bump. Ditter did his job. Now Haas a strike away from closing it out. He will get the win if he seals this thing off. The 1-2 in the dirt. Nice backhand play by Brenner. Oh. They say shuffle over, don't backhand it as a catcher. I don't think Brenner would have got there if he tried to shuffle. 2-2. 2 outs for Haas. Pitching to Vogt. Haas with the 2-2. Swung on, lifted out to left. Should be high enough. There's the man from Thursday making the catch. Is Hudson Berg, and the Cardinals hand Germantown their first loss of the season. 8-7 the final. The Cardinals will play this afternoon for a trip to state. (8-7) on the Quest Interiors scoreboard. And how fitting Hudson Berg to clinch it. I said the ball will find you after the injury to Gielen. How about the last 2 outs? Tate Winter and Hudson Berg. Wow. Fondy wins it 8-7 in 9 innings to knock down number 1 Germantown. So next game, they just announced about a half hour from now, and then we'll see if we play at 4:30 or maybe perhaps a little bit later this afternoon, and we'll be back with you here on Radio Plus Video Sports. We'll take a quick time out. We'll come back with some final thoughts here at Manitowoc Lincoln's Bruce Steinbecker Field. Fondy does it. They'll play this afternoon. Stay with us.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5- or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please scan the QR code on the screen.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Back down here, post game on the field, we got Brody. Wow, what a game! Played in a lot of, whatever it is, 11 out of your last 12 wins. It's a really good team that you guys just beat. What did it take in the end? You come in the middle of that game. That's a tough lineup to go through a couple of times. What did it take?
I mean, it was just good play call or pitch calling by coaches. I mean, catcher Jack was working his ass, as he was working his butt out there. I mean, and entire team batting. We put at bats together. It really helped. And fielding, and we just.
When you're coming in for a guy like Noah who goes out there, third time through, a couple of base knocks, gave up the home run, but what does it mean to be the backup for a guy like that, or not necessarily backup, but to come in behind that and know you got a job to do to make his outing worth it, right?
Yeah, I mean, up to his name. Like, he butt off every single day pitching, and when I come in, I just want him to get that win and keep grinding.
I want to ask about this offense. I mean, you get an up-close view of it. 1 through 9, whatever you guys went through, 11, 12 batters today. Everyone is a tough out on this team, aren't they?
Yes, I mean, we put at-bats really well. We got a couple bunts down that really helped move runners. I mean, a lot of productive at-bats, even if they're just outs.
Get to play this afternoon. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. That's Brody Haas, who comes in and gets the win. Coach, wow, that's a really good team that you guys just found a way to beat. Both with Noah and with Brody, both had to go through two and a half, 3 times through that order. That's really tough to do against a group like that, isn't it?
Yeah, Germantown's got a great lineup, man. So it was that's a nail biter, especially when we're going back and forth like that all game through 9. So the guys nutted up and they got the job done, and I'm proud of them.
Just told Brody, you guys went whatever it was, 11, 12 deep in the batting order. Every single guy is a tough out.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, too. We got depth on our team where, hey, if one guy's not really getting the job done, we got another guy that will easily step up and more than likely hopefully get it done. So, yeah, the team's playing great lately. They're doing good approaches, and we're kind of just playing our best ball right now. So, got to keep it going into the next one.
Last one for you. During this postseason run, we talk about the speed all the time with this team. You saw it there even, with Bonlander there late, getting him over to third, how that was a huge – getting him there to third and getting him in, that was a huge juncture in the game as well. the speed puts a lot of pressure on the defenses, doesn't it?
Oh, big time. Well, I was just say, especially when you have a team that can execute on small ball, you're gonna win some games, especially if we can get around the paths. But yeah, no, through and through the lineup, we got speed, and then we got guys on the bench that are ready to run at all times. So it's a good attribute that we got on our team.
Earned another game, Coach. Congrats. We'll see you this afternoon.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, there you go. There's Coach, and we'll take another timeout. We'll finish out the pregame show in just a couple of minutes here on Radio Plus.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Wow, what a ball game that we just saw. 9 innings it took, but Fondy found a way. 8-7 the final. Got out hit 14-10. Committed one more error, and yet still the Cardinals did a little bit more with their at-bats, and they find a way to beat Germantown here, give the Warhawks their first loss of the season. They finished 27-1. Fondy got its 20th win. They're now 20-8, and they move on to this afternoon. They'll play for a trip to state. Give you a couple of highlights. Keaton Killian, out of 6 at-bats, he was on base for 5 of them. Drove in a run, stole a base, scored twice. Other than that, a very average game. No, that's Keaton Killian's stat line just about every ball game if you watch him. All over the bases today for the Cardinals. Grant Godursky, Jack Brenner scored 3 times, stole a base. He was on base 4 times. He also had 2 RBIs, both of them coming on that shot back in the first inning. That feels like a lifetime ago. The weather was different. There were lights on. Just a whole different day earlier this morning when he hit that shot. But that was a big couple of runs. Zach Zengel had an RBI. Bryson Patton had a very nice, especially second half of the game. He was on base 4 times, 2 doubles and a single, RBI, and scored a run. Logan Bonlander scored a run. Mason Giesland scored a run. Both of those two coming in that 9th inning rally for Fondy to get the 8-7 win. Espen Kettlehut had an RBI, or check that, it was Gavin Supernan that had the RBI for Fondy in extra innings. And again, big tip of the cap. If you're a Fondy fan, you got to give a big tip of the cap to both the starting pitcher, Noah Ditter, and then how about Brody Haas just nails coming on there and getting it done in relief. So 8-7 is the final. Fondy moves on to this afternoon, and in whatever it is, about 25 minutes, they'll, I'm sure, get some food and then take in this Neenah West Bend West game and get themselves ready for this afternoon. Just kind of, I suppose, keep an eye out. Right around that 4 o'clock time is when that afternoon game is supposed to start. We'll have a pregame before that game as well. So just keep an eye on that here on Radio Plus Video Sports. If you follow us on YouTube and hit that bell icon, you'll get a push notification that we are going live, and that's probably the best way to find out when that second game will be played. Fondy will play for a trip to state this afternoon after taking down Germantown 8-7. Jordan King saying so long till this afternoon for Nick, for Zane, and for Carrie, and all the others. Thanks to all our sponsors up and down the line. We'll talk this afternoon in a sectional final for the Fondy Cards.